room fill up, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let friends, neighbors know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. The name is Law Nation. Cowboys balance of power. That's the conversation we're going to have today. We're going to talk about the fact that the NFC East could be wide open. So when it's down to trade to what have you, we got to hit right. We got to make sure things is movement and everything else will work right. Cowboys NFC East is on the move. All right. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank you, everybody, for jumping in. I know you guys may have heard the news that they almost finalizing the trade scenario for A.J. Brown to get out of the NFC East, and that could be something that could happen the day of the draft or a few days, like literally today, tomorrow, or right at the hours of going right into this. But let's listen to this right quickly.
3 days from the NFL draft, and we have a developing story this morning. The entire crew is here, but Adam Schefter, I'm starting with you. Your column is up this morning, and among the things in it, and the one getting the most attention right now on social media, is the very latest on A.J. Brown. What does everybody need to know?
Greeny, the two sides are tracking to make a deal happen post-June.
Let's go, man. That audio, wow, bro. I don't know what they got going on. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear the audio correctly. Let's get it.
First. So that is the situation between the Patriots and the New England Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles. The two sides have not committed to a deal, but they are likely to make that happen post June 1. A.J. Brown would like to be traded. The Philadelphia Eagles are open to trading him. The New England Patriots have wanted him all along. It's hard to see another team jumping in, but you never know what could happen over the course of the next 5 or 6 weeks. But there is that relationship that exists between the Patriots head coach, Mike Vrabel, and A.J. Brown, and now it'll be interesting to see if the Philadelphia Eagles would look to address the wide receiver position in the draft this week, or whether they feel it's sufficient to have gone out and signed Elijah Moore, Hollywood Brown, and traded for Dontavian Wicks. Patriots also have to figure that the overwhelming chances are they're going to be getting a wide receiver, a big-time wide receiver, after June 1st. We'll see how that factors into their thinking going into the draft. And one other note about the Eagles.
All right, so let me finish one other note. I appreciate everybody for rocking with the nation. Appreciate y'all.
Eagles here. That may just be the start for the Eagles because A.J. Brown obviously is waiting to happen. But the Eagles always have a trick or two up their sleeve. Now, they had spoken to the Vikings about Jonathan Grenard, the pass rusher. Those talks have lost steam. I'm not so sure that trade is going to happen. But I think there are a handful of other scenarios that the Eagles have in mind, and it wouldn't be surprising to see them pull off another trade outside the A.J. Brown trade that will not happen this week and until June 1st, heading into the draft this week.
No doubt. So one of the things as being a Cowboys guy is you got to study the opposition. You know, opposition is always going to try to figure out ways to get ahead of what we do. On top of that, the main thing will be Cowboys, if we can figure out a way to also make movements in this draft, because the thing is, you got to win your division. That's the first and primary goal, win your division. Then after you win your division, win multiple playoff games, and then get to the Super Bowl. There shouldn't be no Super Bowl if you don't have the thought track of winning your division first. We got 2 picks in the first round this Thursday, right? So we talked about on large levels of how long will that take, because you got to also fight within the confines of Dak Prescott. He got a window. He's not going to be here another 10 years. So you got to figure out how do you leverage that aspect and saying to yourself, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses of this team? First and foremost, the strength of this team is always going to be on the offensive side, in my opinion, right? we may be led to believe that this team in the last 10 to 15 years even predates Dak Prescott, that this team had some stableness of defense, but it's always been a leaky type of defense. And I was working on some film that I'm going to put on the Instagram, so be sure to check that out. We always had leaky type of defense, whether it's the secondary or it's the hole in the middle of the field as far as the linebacker play, or subject to not having solidified the interior play on that D-line. So those are things that we had to adhere to, Cowboys Nation, and we got to figure this out. No one is going to save us but us. So the Cowboys going into this draft, you got to fight the demons that's ahead of you, whether it's going to be going into a situation of saying, F those picks, utilizing the situation to go out there and grab a Max Crosby if possible, right? Or bang the table for the Cleveland to give up Myles Garrett. Those are things that you have to look at. Now, just like he mentioned, Jonathan Greenard, right? For the Minnesota Vikings, there are some ties with that here. Marcus Dixon, the last 2 seasons in the NFL, nobody created more pressures. No one created more sacks than what he was able to do from a defensive line coach. We got that on our side. Is that transferable over to this team? We don't know. We definitely don't know. So that's why you got to make sure that you get things going. Donald states we should sign Cam Jordan. He's available. He had 10 sacks last season. Shout out to Cam Jordan. He's a fan favorite over there. I believe he played for the Saints, right? So that would be a good thing too, but he's more of a guy after the draft. There are before draft situations, then there are after the draft situations. I think that if the Cowboys don't make a move now before the draft, which we only got a few days, 2 days, 2 to 3 days for that time frame, that ultimately that the Cowboys will do what they did last year, and that is going out there and making some type of acquisition to get somebody to fit that hole. Let me talk about this, the Giants. They do have 2 picks within the top 10. Only thing, we can't stop them from doing those 2 picks. I don't want us to burn any type of trade assets to move up just so we can play with that. No. I would rather lean on the aspect, historically speaking, the Giants suck at drafting. We know that, right? We seen Daniel Jones get drafted there. We seen Kadarius Toney get drafted there, and some Baker kid a couple of years back get drafted there and never turn out to anything. Dexter Lawrence, to this degree, he was a nice pick for the Giants. Now they traded him away, but it literally took Dexter Lawrence 3.5 years to turn the corner, right? So I'm not worried about the Giants, historically speaking. I know that we can talk about the fact that, Sonny Styles is there. But I see it from this aspect. Who remember Isaiah Simmons, right? I remember he wasn't drafted by the Giants, but he went to the Giants. And everybody was saying, oh, look at this, what he going to do, because he was the original Isaiah Simmons was the original Styles type of guy. So I'm not worried about the Giants, but I am worried to this degree that they do have better coaching, though. Coaching matters. So we'll figure out how Harbaugh going to get that team rolling. But it's always iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, right? So if the Cowboys can just stay into the mindset that we got to improve our defense, everything else will rock with it, especially knowing that the balance of power is being shifted. If the Eagles do decide to move on from A.J. Brown, don't you know what that frees up our defense even more, even though we could have swept them with A.J. or without A.J. last year, right? It just was more on our side. Keep this in mind. When we played week 1 versus the Eagles, I know that people are going to say X, Y, and Z things, but at the end of the day, we lost the game more than they won the game, right? Ain't that something? With that being said, the Cowboys got to figure that part out too, by the way.
His June 1 move, but here's the big one for us. One long shot scenario to keep an eye on. And, of course, the stupid Bengals gave the New York Giants pick 10 for Dexter Lawrence. So New York has 5 and 10. There are draft surprises every year, with players going in spots no one forecasted. Here's one. Depending on how the first few picks play out, that has generated some speculation in a handful of front offices. The Jets take David Bailey at 2, which many people, including Daniel Jeremiah, believe will happen. If the Cardinals then take Jeremiah Love, which appears to be getting some traction, and if the Titans then take Sonny Styles at 4, which is one of their options.
All right, we're going to listen to this, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts on everything. Appreciate 105.3 The Fan for allowing us to use audio and visual.
Arvell, Reese, or Bailey, if the Jets take Reese at 2.
And that's Schefter saying or Bailey, not you, right?
That's Schefter.
Okay.
If Bailey or Reese fall to 5, it would suddenly be very tempting for a team like the Cowboys to potentially trade up for a top-tier pass rusher. Again,
don't do it, Cowboys. I can't stress the point out long enough. Don't do it. Whatever it is, whoever y'all want, whether it's Bailey, whether it's Bain, whether it's to a degree, those are the only 2 edge rushers that I can think of. Arvell Reese, whether it's Styles, none of that stuff. Don't trade up. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm trying to speak this into the Mecca, to the universe, multiverse, and anybody that got ears that can hear. And if you don't have ears to hear, read my lips. Don't do it.
And the draft would have to go a specific way for this scenario to play out. But 2 teams raised the scenario this weekend, wondering if it somehow could unfold on Thursday. It's exactly the type of scenario that makes the draft so compelling. What Schefter does not factor in here.
You think the Giants are going to trade back with the Cowboys? Are you kidding me?
I mean, they could make. The Cowboys
they
pay
did
enough.
before
Tax.
The Cowboys pay enough, but he doesn't factor that in. That the Giants own that pick.
Here's what he's not factoring in, I think. First off, lovely to see Schefter Zotolo. After I think last Thursday and Friday we said Cowboys would trade up only if one of these scenarios happened. Second, Reese would not fall like that. I don't believe. Reese would hit 4. They're not taking if Tennessee's taking Styles, they're not taking Styles over Reese, I don't think. If they don't feel comfortable with Bailey, for whatever reasons would push Bailey down the board, that's what could then factor into where a team like the Giants may pass them. And then at 6 with Cleveland wanting to bail out, you could potentially go up there. That's what I would say. In fact, there was a mock I saw, whose was it? Nate Tice had a mock draft.
And who is that?
He works for Yahoo's, got a lot of strong connections in the league, used to be at The Athletic. But he's a guy who does a lot of tape study and talks to a lot of different people in the league. We mentioned earlier, he had said
Let me pause it right here. Historically speaking, these teams always been drafted in the top 10. If you could just go back into the last 10 to 15 years, you would see multitudes of the Raiders drafted in the top 10, Jets, Titans, Cleveland Browns. To a point, you can talk about the Washington team. They always drafted in the top 10. So a lot of these teams that's drafted consistently in the top 10 is always, they don't draft well. Right? And one can argue we're not even worried about the Giants and their drafting capabilities. I know that it's kind of crass for me to say that we are banking on the fact that these teams are drafting in the top 10 and what's going to happen. But let me peel back something, and we're going to do it on the fly since we're here. And if y'all okay with that, that's okay. All right, I'm going to try to roll with this. All right, so this is the Jets, and let's look at what they normally do. In the last, well, let's go all the way back to 2021, right? Nope. Let's go to 2021. We talk about us and us drafting and these sorts of things. Zach Wilson, where is he at now? I don't know. Elijah Vera Tucker, shout out to him. He's okay, but he been hurt guy. Sauce Gardner, he's not even on the team no more. Garrett Wilson, they drafted him. They spoiled him because they sullying him. Garrett Wilson never lived up to his potentials. Jermaine Johnson never lived up to his potentials. Breece Hall, they fighting over him, and he's never pretty much living up to his maximum potential. On top of that, Will McDonald, where is he? Joe Tipperman, I don't know. Israel, I want to buy some candy. He's over here in Cowboys land. So these teams that's always drafting Fasanu, he's not doing nothing with his career. Braylon Allen, I think they just signed him, and he's not really doing anything of world changing. Malachi Corley, not doing anything. Matumbo, however you say that kid, Mason Taylor, Wanye little brother, all of these guys, they ain't doing nothing. So I'm not worried about them at all. When we start talking about the Jets and who they're going to draft, let me go over to the 49ers. I'm tipping my tongue. Let me go to the Giants. Let's just talk about the Giants. We go all the way back to 2022. No, let's go back to 2021. We talk about our draft pick. They passed up Smitty. They passed up on Michael Parsons, and they drafted Kadarius Toney. Ariz Al-Jolari, he ain't doing nothing. He just still sorry, and that all rhymes. All right, Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal, Wan'Dale Robertson. I think that he's okay, but Thibodeau, he never lived up to his bill of what he's supposed to do. Evan Neal getting crossed up. We running right by him. Deontay Banks ain't doing nothing. John Michael Schmitz, JMS ain't doing nothing. Jalen Hyatt, Eric Gray, Trey Hawkins, none of them boys are doing anything. Malik Neighbors, that's a dog. I like Malik Neighbors. I ain't gonna beat him up. But Tyler Nubian, Andre Phillips, none of them boys. Theo and them, none of them boys. Tyrone Tracy, he's okay. Now, Abdul Carter, for those who are out there saying that, hey, let's go get a pass rusher, X, Y, and Z. I mean, to a point, Donovan Ezeraku was starting out better than Abdul Carter. Shout out to him. He was one of the top 10 draft picks, not really doing anything technically. Jackson Dart ain't really doing anything, but he's my Mississippi boy. I like Jackson Dart. But he got a small shelf life because he's running into people doing craziest things. Darius Alexander, that's not that great. He ain't doing much. But I do like Cav Scatboo. That's my guy, Scatterboo. But they ain't really doing anything with Corey Black, Thomas Fidon, and all of those boys. So I'm not worried at all. And let's look at what Washington been doing. Let's look at Washington been doing in the last few drafts. No. Let me go to the Cleveland, because Cleveland, that should be a rule. If you keep consistently drafting in the top 10, you ought to end up losing picks. Come on, man. All right, Mason Graham. Okay, I ain't going to beat him up. He's okay. He's solid. Carson Swinginger. How you say that kid's name? I'm going to murder some names. Quinson Judkins. I mean, he's nice. Yeah. He's nice. I like him. Michael Hall disappeared. Zach Zenter disappearing. Cedric Tillman. I mean, come on, man. He ain't doing nothing. Sakia Akai Akugugu. He ain't doing nothing. They got these names, boy. Martin Emerson, he's okay, but Alex Wright, you don't know what he's doing. Perrion Winfrey, he's over here, and I heard that he was playing. I don't know where Winfrey's at now. I don't know where Winfrey's at. But Winfrey, I ain't gonna beat him up. I'm gonna just keep moving. Greg Newsom, he's gone. So they stay, or they consistently draft in the top rounds. Greedy. Baker Mayfield, he went there to die, and now Baker Mayfield is a household name. This go all the way back to 2018. The last great pick that they had was Myles Garrett in 2017. But they stay drafting these guys. So we're not worried about who they're going to go out there and get. We just got to make sure that we get the right pieces. Let me look at Washington. I'm speaking in tongue with these names, boy. The Mississippi native tongue. Josh Connery, Trey Amos, I've seen him get burnt like a Roman candle. Jaden Daniels, Skinny Leg Daniels, I don't know. I don't know what Jaden Daniels is doing. But you can take that whole draft class and flush it down to Camo, because Newton ain't doing nothing. You might as well sign Isaac. Mike is good though. Mike made some moves over here. Boy, all of these names, boy, I'm messing up on this name. Sinat ain't doing nothing. Luke McCaffrey, the only thing that's good on him is his last name. Emmanuel Forbes, He's on the Rams somewhere. He's gone. And then he was a first-round draft pick. Jahan Dotson, he's gone, Jamin Davis, he's gone. So I'm not worried about, historically speaking, what these teams are drafting. Of course, we can talk about all draft picks, but man, we looking like we can at least, we can't turn water into wine, but at least with our picks, we can tell you, hey, this is how you go to the liquor store and just pick up me some cognac. That's what at least we can do. Yes, indeed. Yes, From came out tonight, yesterday, and I saw some of it. Appreciate y'all. But let's get back to these boys. Not him, but him. Let's go.
He has heard and believes already that the A.J. Brown trade's done and that he's already been traded to New England, similar to what you've talked about. He has David Bailey going 7th to the Commanders right now.
Wow.
And so if Cleveland wants to bail out at 6 and Bailey has slid, that would make some sense.
And you get to keep him away from Washington, but what's it going to take to go from 12 to 6?
Potentially it would be 12 and 20 for probably 6, and you would hope 39, but there's been some speculation it would have to be 6 and 70.
Draft day trades, by the way, over the past few years. Round 1, 5 last year. The year before that, 5. Then there were 7. Then there were 9. So that's where we stand with the movement.
Those are trades in the first
draft day, first round trades.
First round trades.
The problem is there are so many people in the top 10 who want to get out of there or who want to move back. And there's not a lot of teams. Dallas, in theory, would be one of the higher teams that would want to go up. And so it is a little bit of a buyer's market. I know Albert Breer said that a lot lately too, is that he said that you may be paying less than typical to go up this year.
Anything else jumping out in here from Schefter's column, Bobby?
No, I mean, I think obviously some of the stuff in there about like Love being 3, that is new traction that we're picking up today. The McShay and Schefter thing talking about Love at 3, nobody has been mocking Love to the Cardinals, and now they're both coming out saying the same sort of thing. Is that legit, or is that where smoke starts? The Bailey Reese stuff sliding is interesting because I do think that would change the perspective for Dallas some, but I wonder how much of this too, how much scuttlebutt they hear changes because, the Giants trade that happened. Like how?
Yeah, the Giants trade is just the Cowboys. Please, just hear me out, man. Moving up will be a thing of like we got too many holes. You separate one hole to still have 2 holes, right? We try to cover up them holes, man. We got too many men in every position of group, and moving up, I get it. Alvin Reese, he had one good year, man. And if you're banking on one good year, I mean, he had 0.5 seconds, something like that, a small sample size the year before, and then this past season he had 6.5 sacks, right? And of course, he's like everybody, mama, uncle, cousin know that he was on a loaded team. And granted, let me see, they do have. I forgot today. Today is press conference day, right? Is it 11:30? Okay. Dang, I was going to try to do a short show today. I'm getting word that we're finna have a presser. Let me see. Let me see what time that presser is. Y'all let me know what time that presser is. And we got a presser today. Let me see if I can. It's wild. But we got holes, y'all. We got multiple holes in different areas on this team, and we got to make sure that we cover up them. Alvin Reese is a freak. Today is 420. The press is 420. Okay, cool. Realistically, not filling all of these holes in this draft out. Right. So what you got to do is when you look at this particular situation, you look at the overlay, the overall picture, the Cowboys better just move wisely. Don't move too crazily. You know what I mean? Today, 420. That's crazy. Let me see if I can pull it up. But y'all bear with me. Thank all of you guys. while I'm pulling this up, listen to what they're saying right quick.
How much of this is already expired because it was said before the Giants trade?
How have the Tolos responded to the Giants pulling this off?
Well, I mean, look, some of them early on thought there was no chance that they pass on Downs or Stott. They think they're going to take both of them. And then others are like, this is the draft is ruined. It's ruined my entire thing. Now it's trade down. Some are saying accumulate picks for 2027. You know, do we know if next year's draft is supposed to be a lot better than this one?
Yes.
Supposed to have more quarterbacks, which is better for a lot of people.
For a lot of people, yeah.
Dante Moore, Arch, Sorsby, Lenoris, Trinidad.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Mensa,
quarterbacks. So now you're going to have everybody
Sayan,
falling.
CJ Carr.
By the way, Jordan Renan from the Giants, literally 1 minute ago, just said Jeremiah Love at 3, Sonny Styles at 4 leaves the Giants in an ideal trade down situation. So he does.
Okay, so all right, appreciate y'all. The Cowboys 85-84 says, yeah. Daniel Jackson says, I'm sorry, Law. I know this ain't my business out there, but Randy Gregory smoking right now. You know, shout out to Randy Gregory. He might be. I'm sorry, Law. This ain't my business. I feel you, man. First 3 picks of defense, we have to hit on them. This is from Football Fanatic. Yeah, you're right. All right, so this is let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. This is what I've seen so far that's been updated. We paid Brandon Aubrey the 5.7, or less he took the contract that we offering him. All right, so this is developing news right here. But before we go, we got a super chat.
At Joey B. Man $45 9.99. We needed to keep both picks to be real law cause I think the players will be there.
Shoot yeah, man. Joey, I'm right with you, man. We rolling together, Joey. We rolling together. Let me see this Brandon Aubrey. Y'all better not be catfishing me, man, because I'll be pissed off if you are. You know what I'm saying? All right, so it is any update on Brandon Aubrey being signed or read up or what have you, or is it just the fact that he's playing under that tender? Let me see. Let me see what we got here as far as Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey news. No new news. Unless y'all got something on Brandon Aubrey, let me know, because I don't see any updated information on Brandon Aubrey. Come on, man. Y'all work with me. Don't work against me. Come on. He got $7 million. Who's reporting this news? Because his $5.7 million is the tag or tender, what have you. What's the news on Brandon Aubrey? Fried catfish and hush puppies. If y'all hush y'all mouth, ain't no news on Brandon Aubrey. Okay, all right. But neither here nor there. This is the news that's developing now about what Adam Schefter said. Appreciate everybody, man, for jumping. The news on the Dallas Cowboys plug, shout out to my guy. He says, trending, Adam Schefter believes that the Cowboys could aggressively trade up for Alvin Reese. Before I read the rest of it, do you guys ultimately would love to have Alvin Reese? Would you love to have Alvin Reese? All right, let me see. Oh, nah. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Nah, y'all was right. Hold on, let me see what the news is. Brandon Aubrey, shout out to you, Deadpool, for sending me this. 4-year, $28 million. Damn, y'all good. Matter of fact, y'all good, man. I love y'all. Y'all beat the national news over here. All right, so it states here, Brandon Aubrey reached an agreement today on a deal that will make Aubrey the highest paid kicker in the National Football League. The 4-year extension makes Aubrey the first kicker to earn $7 million per season, receive $20 million guaranteed. Man, boy, y'all good, man. Damn, y'all good. Let me go ahead and set this up so we can push this out. Appreciate y'all so much. And shout out to the individuals that sent me this information. Boy, I was doubting y'all for a second. Let me see if I can find this. And I thank y'all so much for the information for the nation. Let me go here. And where damn Adam Schefter at, man? How y'all beat Adam Schefter to his own news? Jeez. Adam Scheffner. Y'all beat Adam to his own game, boy. Boy, we got to stop effing around with Cowboys information. Boy, all right. So we're going to go here. Thank y'all, man. Brandon got paid. So come on. Got paid. Somebody. Brandon! Send me a few dollars now. Shoot. Shoot. Hey, and just know, Brandon.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not. Now it's more pressure because every time you miss a kick, we're going to be on that ass. Most certainly. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's get things going. Appreciate y'all. Y'all the best, man. Appreciate you guys, man, so much. We got breaking news. We're here live at Law Nation Studios with the extension news that's heard all around the world from Adam Scheffner, from the community tabs and everybody that reached out to me on this news. It's reported that Brandon Aubrey and the Dallas Cowboys have reached an agreement today on a deal that will make Aubrey the highest paid kicker in the National Football League. That's a 4-year extension, making Aubrey the first kicker ever to earn $7 million per year. He's getting paid more than running backs, man.
At Nigel wants at
Come on, Nigel.
$3,307.
Come on with it. That's a lot of money.
How TF you sign a kicker before GP?
Whew. Because of the order of operations, the Cowboys value Aubrey more than GP. They celebrating $20 million guarantee. Shout out to Todd France. Once again, Todd France is doing what Todd do. This is nothing to do with agencies outside of David Mulugeta, Todd France, Rocky Arsenal. You name the agent, they take the Cowboys to the woodshed. And fortunately, it is for what it is. We always are the ones that sign monumental deals. Now, this is a win for spring football. Brandon Aubrey went from being a kicker from the Birmingham Stallions, not Megan, in 2022. In 2023, and now become the highest paid kicker in the National Football League. So with that being said, the Cowboys, with all of this, they are the trendsetters now. We go into these developing leagues like the spring football, and we find a Cavante Turpin. We go into these things and we find a Brandon Aubrey. Both of those boys have hit all pros in the National Football League. So there goes to show you, going into this season, I'm expecting the Cowboys to find another guy from those spring football leagues to bring over here to help excel and elevate this program. This is what the Cowboys do, by the way. So with all of that being said, it is a situation and scenario that the Cowboys got this kicker for another 4 years with the golden foot, the buttery Aubrey, the guy that's supposed to be the clutch of all of this. And now can we get focusing on GP's contract? That should be the next in line, Cowboy Nation, because with that being said, we know that once we get to the 50, we in the range. And don't let it be us inside a stadium with control elements of the climate and all of this stuff. We should be able to hit these kicks. Brandon Aubrey, we'll be watching, baby. So shout out, congratulations. Let's pop some champagne bottles and some Hennessy. Let's get it. That's Brandon Aubrey, baby. So he's now, Jerry Jones said he got a foot fetish. I feel you, fam. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 17, 17 being the highest, how satisfied are you all that we signed Brandon, Butter, Aubrey? Put that down in the chat, because we love to pivot. The balance of power, or the balance of foot, is always here. Come on, baby. Get out the way. What's this? Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Shoot. All right, so Super Bowl is here, baby. Okay, Alfred Reed says 17. Go ahead with it, baby. Breaking Toxic Tom says 1. You should have shopped him away, right? 12. Shout out to the 12. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the mighty words over here. When you put 12 in the chat, give me 1 second. I got to upload this video to the Instagram and beyond while we building the plane as we fly. Appreciate everybody, man, for tuning in. Guess good breaking news. Cowboys got them a kicker and all of this good stuff. Give me 1 second. You guys may hear the echoes of it, but that's just me uploading this back to the platform. Appreciate y'all, man. Man, so much. We got breaking news. We're here live. Boy, ability to play it as we fly. All right, so let me copy paste. Boy, I love y'all, man. Boy, I ought to say breaking news from us. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys gave me all of that good details on the fly, and I appreciate that. I love y'all to the moon and back. Cowboys, on the scale of 1 to 17 is where we at. Where are we? Where are we with Brandon Aubrey? Let me read out some of y'all while we uploading. Boy, we doing double time. All right, 10, 3. We got a 17. He was going to sign anyways. I bet you he was like, oh. I was saying this right when the first $10 million was put on the table from Todd France's camp. If I can find that video, because we do too many uploads, I said somewhere the Cowboys are going to meet in the middle. Somewhere the Cowboys will meet in the middle, because I don't think that they're going to give him the $10 million, nor will he play within the confines of the 4 to 5. I think it was a $4.5 million that the Cowboys originally offered, or $5 million or something like that. Then they put the tender on him. It ended up being 5.7. So the Cowboys met somewhere in the middle with $7 million, the APY, and then the $20 million being guaranteed. Yeah. $20 million of that being guaranteed.
Star Guardian X $5.
Appreciate
I
the
like
star.
Aubrey, but I feel that at times he makes shoddy call to conservative because he knows all he has to do is get to the 50. I like it though. 10.
Most certainly. When you look at that and you say, all right, cool. Schottenheimer, he know that he got in his back pocket, he got a kicker that can make the kick. And sometimes you can get too dependent on that, right? And you shouldn't be like that. You should still say, okay, we want to attack. F the kicker. We trying to get 7. We not trying to get 3. So, yes, that's something that along the way, Schottenheimer, Hootenheimer, Primetimer got to get ready with. You know, we got a chance to talk to him this weekend in a private conversation. He's all happy-go-lucky. He's ready for going into his second season, ultimately calling plays and beyond. But Schottenheimer, he's definitely not let off the hook, because there's a lot of people that's looking at Schottenheimer like, hey, you was in this building more than just last season. You know what needed to be happening, right? And not everybody is going to be good, Schottenheimer. So Schottenheimer better, Better, fix some of those loose ends, right? But now, as we looking at busting of the budgets and we look at what the Cowboys ultimately need to do, they just got to focus in on these type of things. Let me see if I can, hold on. Brandon Aubrey, hold on, boom, 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 boom. I hope I put the right caption up there. I did. Okay, boom. Y'all bear with me, man. It's hard. I'm a one-man show over here. All right, boom. And then I'm going to go boom, 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 boom. I should refresh it. Okay. What's Pickens' price? That's the other thing. The Cowboys, and Toxic Tom can preach on this whenever we open the phone lines up. The Cowboys tend to do these type of things, and it's a repeatance. It's like historical references. They move just like a mom and pop store. They operate at one deal at a time. They don't move with haste. They don't move with sense of urgency. So when we start talking about those type of things, that's where we are at when we start looking at the Cowboys. We just don't move with sense of urgency. I think that the Cowboys do make excellent acquisitions, but we so slow on it because we run and operate like a mom and pop store. We got to go through multitudes of checks and balances. Stephen Jones have his philosophy. Jerry Wayne and them got his philosophy. Charlotte Jones, Gene Jones, and Jones Jr. Jones got his philosophy. And then Willie McClay, he's ultimately the guy that when they say these are who we want, He got to go out there and go get it, just like the Uber Eats guy, or he's the guy that goes and make sure that these things are available and this is the price. And the Cowboys been giving this Will McClay an unlimited spending card. But when he goes into Target, Walmart, they said, no. You're supposed to go to Fred's, man. You're supposed to go to the dollar store first, Dollar Tree. You can't be up in there. That Walmart too expensive. That Target too expensive, you know. So he got an unlimited credited card, but it can only be he can only make purchases from the Family Dollar store, which is crazy. Dollar General and all of them things. The extension just opened up more money. Yes, it did. So it do freeze up a few coins. You can look at it like this too, for those who are thinking that the Cowboys. And let me see where we are at. I know Over the Cap don't have it secure yet. Let me go to Over the Cap. DoorDash Willie. Yeah, we move like a sloth. We be moving, though, but the Cowboys be moving slow and steady. Yes, indeed. No, we run a team like we don't care about winning. But no, we don't care about money and no other purchases. This is from Luis. Yes. Long snapper shall be signed. Come on, man. Trent Siege is the long snapper. Law, have you updated how many now? It's still $14. The update is going to come down the stretch. I believe it's going to come around. Let me see. Let me log in, though. I still can log in, though. We're going to log in, and we're going to go to Over the Cap. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. And go to Over the Cap. Over the Cap. Boom. Bear with me. I'm going to pull it up at the same time. Thank y'all for jumping in. They need to extend Law Nation next, man. Extend Law. Yes, indeed. Jerry Jones in there. Extend me, man. You know, I'm going to be out there this year. Come on, man. All right, here we go. Boom. And we're going to go all the way down to, yeah, we still have 14 million. So this, by tomorrow when everything update, or by 4 o'clock, we should have roughly 20 to 21 million, right? So we have $21 basically. Where them dollars at? But that's still enough money. But we looking at teams that's sitting on money like the Titans, like the Commanders, right? Those teams are sitting on money. But while I'm doing this, let me see what they're saying around the globe on this. I know that these type of extensions, they can play a major role on the psyche. And I know for sure that this should be a plus for us looking back at this thing. Cowboy Nation, let me see where they're saying. Dallas Cowboys. We should be in a good situation. Let me see what they're saying all around the globe. Thank all of you guys for watching and tuning in for the nation and to all of this as we continue to talk about this. Hold on. We got this.
I had Daniel Jeremiah on SportsCenter.
All right, we're going to pull that up. Got Jerry on the mic. Hold on. Bear with me. We're going to see what they're saying now. It's always a pleasure talking to you guys in this nature. See what they got over here. Boom. Shakalaka. Where y'all at? I know y'all talking about this. Do we have to go all the way to the website?
Good morning.
Nope. I don't have any updates on this. All right, so shout out to Ace, man. Appreciate y'all. Let the AI speak.
At Khalil Small $9,981.05. Shout out Law Nation. Shout Memphis. This year feels different. I predict great play calling on offense and defense. Also reduction in penalties.
The penalty game, man, that gonna come with the Cowboys just being disciplined. I think that when you start to think about it, the aspect of having everything new, it could be a problem for us. I ain't gonna hold you on that. but also the aspect of looking at what this team tend to do as far as discipline. We've been the most penalized or the highest penalized team in the National Football League, not for a short time, but for a long time. And if the Cowboys wanting to improve on certain things, they better be sure to correct those things, especially as relates to penalties and these sorts. So, yeah, I agree. If we can clear up those type of things, that would be a plus for us, especially going into the 2026 season. Now, come on with it, man. What the hell? All right, so when that audio finished there, we'll be able to pull that up. My immediate thoughts on all of this would be Cowboys. If things go sour with egos and we go to the 12th pick of this NFL draft and they stay put, they did go to Jordan Tyson's pro day and all of this. If the Cowboys draft any offensive player, especially wide receiver, is adios for George Pickens. I have to tell you guys those truths right there. It'll be adios time for him. The Cowboys tend to do those crazy things. Busting the budget, they better figure out a way to do that. With that being said, let's go ahead and move a little bit further into this. I got to open this up. We ain't busting no budget, man. Let me see right here. Boom.
You are the only participant in the conference.
No doubt.
All participants are muted.
No doubt. Let's get it right here, Cowboys Nation. Bear with me as we continue to grind to shine. Let's talk about control. And first and foremost, I'm talking about control body odor, and that's anywhere. And all you have to do is shop.mando and get $5 off of your starter pack, and that's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go. I use this body wash odor control, full body control with Mando. They have the product here, and they also have deodorant that you apply under the arm for 72 hours of odor control. You want to be in control. And speaking of control, they also have the product that you can apply all over the body, the invisible cream, and it also fights for 72 hours. Look, it's all about being in control. And with Mando, man, they control body odor anywhere. All you have to do is shop.mando, get $5 off your starter pack. That's over 40% with promo code LAW, shopmando.com. Let's go and let's stay in control of your odor. I love it.
Let's go, man!
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. With that being said, Mando, please don't eat it, but put it on you if you can, and it protects up to 72 hours, right? But you shouldn't be consuming that. You know, getting control of your odor or getting control of your budget by busting down with Mando, 72 hour of odor control protection. All right, I got raw talk. Cowboys are not re-signing Pickens. They're not going to give George 40 million, CD 35. One of them got to go. Your best bet is to draft a dynamic wide receiver under that rookie contract where they can hold 5 years to that rookie, right? Knowingly that they got a year and a half before they got to re-up CD. That is another thing. People don't want to hear that, though, right? We looking at it like, Cowboys, get out of your god doggone feelings. Go run this back, because every year after we done had a good situation from seeing what these two wide receivers can do, we rip it up and we break it down. We complain. We cry about this and that. Just like after 2021, the Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, that was a year that you build up with that. Don't take away that. But they will say, Cowboy Nation, they will control your mind and say, hey, I've literally heard people, and I heard y'all regurgitate and spit this out, the same thing. Law, we were 12-5 with Amari Cooper, And the next year we were 12-5 without Amari Cooper. I'm sitting here like, that's bull sugar. Because don't you know, if you were to keep or kept Amari Cooper in 2022, maybe, just maybe, you're plus 2 more wins. Maybe you're plus 3 more wins, right? Who knows? Maybe you build that momentum and you're not fighting and trying to learn some things and not depending on James Washington and not depending on T.Y. Hilton, who was 33 in the third. And maybe, just maybe, you can start building things up and then you can add other things elsewhere and boom. You know, but the Cowboys tend to break down every year. Pickens gets a deal. This from Ace Book. He needs a deal right now. We don't need to go into this offseason with that rigmarole, as they say. That's wild. All right, let's get to some more conversations about this. But before we go open up the phone lines, it's going to be presented by our proud partners.
It starts from the first phone call. Most of the time, you're going to talk to Gene Burkett, a 30-year partner. You're not going to talk to some employee that just got put on the phones that day.
There are things that are so crucial, especially if it's a cataclysmic event, to have our experts get out and look at the vehicle, witness statements, photos, the whole thing.
Call Frenkel first.
Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies. Call Frenkel first.
No doubt. Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers, backed by a combined of 100 years of experiences here. So not all in one. They're not vampires, but they will fight for you. And when I say fight for you, they are located here in the heart of Dallas. Just dial 214 in every 3 or 817 in every 3 that you can dial. Be sure to reach out to our proud partners, Frenkel and Frenkel personal injury lawyers. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, when we start talking about these things, if you are wanting to speak about this to me, 657-390-7391. And most of you guys are optimistic. GP gets a deal because they value the wide receiver position. This is from J. Doug. Put a 3 in the chat if you feel as if, though, Pickens will get a deal done in, let's say, the next 15 days. Let's say Pickens, put a 3 in the chat. I'm not going to even put 15 days on it. Let's say if Pickens can get a deal done within, let's say, before Oxnard, they give me enough room. If the Cowboys really value Pickens and they really value this season, they would not have a dark cloud over their head going into this season, going into this situation. I got from the 201, 100 grand with the plan. You're live on the nation, brought to you by FrankelFirm.com. Talk to me, man. What's good?
What's good, my guy?
Not much, man.
My answer to that question is no.
Your answer is just straight up no.
It's straight up no. Straight up no. Straight up no. I think, unfortunately, the Cowboys still like to use these situations for front page paper. I think that's at play as well, unfortunately. So my answer to that question is no. For that reason, they're going to drag this out as long as possible. He might not even get paid at all.
Okay.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to just save it to next year, and depending on what happens next year, he might get paid next year.
Yeah.
Let's say we go to the NFC Championship game. I could see Pickens getting paid next year.
Yeah.
Because I think Jerry wants to win now, too. So I don't think, even if we need another wide receiver. I mean, who we got?
We got Flanoy.
I'm not confident in Law. He didn't do that all year.
I know.
I'm not counting on that. I'm sorry. I'm not counting on that. He didn't do that all year.
Mingo, baby. The Ming Dynasty, man. No.
No.
All right.
No.
What if
CD go down? What if CD go down again? Are you confident if CD go down, or what if Pickens go down? You confident in a floor-annoying Pickens or a floor-annoying CD?
Trayshawn, hold it, baby. You know. Hey, man, I know it sound crazy though, man. Hold tight. I got a super chat from Angie, the rebel chick. Appreciate you. She says, show auntie some cheers up, 100 grand. So she said, show auntie some love, man. You know, Nia Longs, you know. Yes, indeed, boy. You forever gonna be hooked up with Nia Long, man.
Yeah, man. That's all you. That's all you, man.
Yeah.
Make some T-shirts or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Get some merch going.
I'm definitely get auntie on the show one of these days, man. Look, I got Lorenz Tate. We're gonna have an event with him in May, so I think that we can have some bandwidth to bring Nia Long on as well. So yeah.
Hey, there we go now. Hey, so I'll show a good time now. Come on,
yeah. So we're gonna have Lorenz Tate, and then we're gonna have auntie for you to show some love to, man. But with that being said, man, I appreciate.
I'm in the gym right now.
Yeah, get in the gym, man. But damn. But what I'm gonna say is, hey, auntie. What I'm gonna say is with this is the Cowboys got every direction to change the whole direction now. But
yeah, I'm surprised they got the kicker done. I'm surprised. To be honest with you, I am. I am. I thought he was going to play on the tags. I really did. I thought he was going to sign that tag and boogie out. But they got the deal done. So which shows me that Pickens. I don't think it's pretty much Law at the agent, man. I think Pickens want to stay. If it was Pickens' choice,
100%,
he would take the bread. And everybody talking about stop with the CD. Gonna get mad. CD don't care. CD gonna ring, bro. CD don't care. Law, I think is everybody talking about CD getting paid next year. It won't surprise me if CD say, "Listen, I'll take a discount as long as y'all pay Pickens."
I wouldn't be surprised.
They want to ring now. They got their money already.
They
got their life-changing money. They want to win a ring now.
All of them working out last week, and they were.
What that mean? What does that mean?
Come on, man.
Wouldn't the agent say, sit down? You think you can't get hurt running routes out there with that? Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not OTAs, but you think you can't run no routes out there? Come on, man. Pickens is going to play. He's not mad. He's not upset. And I think we need to get another one. I'm with Boss on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to get another wide receiver. Get one of these guys. Get one of these big guys. One of these big 4-3 guys. That way we don't have small Turpin running a 4-2. We got a big guy that can run a 4-3. That's our third wide receiver.
Man, it's crazy.
Come on, man. That'll be wild. This offense will be crazy, man. You got 3 wide receivers out there. And it ain't enough DBs. It ain't enough. You got 3 to 4 wide receivers out there? Come on, man. I would go that route. I'm not saying first, second round, but if we could pick somebody up in the 4th round, pick one of these unicorns up in the 4th round, and let's boogie and go, man.
No doubt, man. But 100 grand, man. I've seen that this line getting longer than Shaq feet now. Everybody want to jump on, man. But let people know where they can find and follow you, and where they can support you and your auntie. And let's see if we can get things going. Yeah.
Follow me at Graphic Zone HD. Hit me up. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook. Auntie, hit my DM, you know what I'm saying? You can get things shaking, you know what I'm saying?
No doubt, man. All right. Appreciate you, man. I'm going to hit Auntie up tonight, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yes, indeed. Right. No doubt, man. Yes, indeed. That's 100 grand. Yes, indeed. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not to beat the Cowboys up, by the way, but we just got to continue. Don't think that your information, your wordings is not going unheard and unseen, right? Just know that we have access. They know who we are. And we got to continue to let them know that we want Pickens. We want Pickens. We want Pickens. We want 3. Y'all start buying them 3 jerseys. I had this conversation even with Holden. I said, Trey, bro, you got to want it, right? Man, I'm better than Pickens. I'm better than CD. I'm better than Flo. Well, you got to want it. You got to show it, right? You win the crowd. You win your name out there on the field. You got to be able to say you want it. That's what they care about. They want to care about, can you win the crowd? This is nothing less than or nothing different than the Gladiator movie that we talk about all the time, you know? So you got to win the crowd. And you can say this and say that, but you better go win that crowd. But when we start talking about these wide receivers in this draft, and if the Cowboys use, hey, we got Tate or we got Lemon or we got Tyson, they brought in, think about this, they were out there at Jordan Tyson's pro day. Oh, we just doing our due diligence. No, they doing their, hey, replacement. Do you rather pay $40 to $45 million for CP, or you rather get these guys for a bag of chips and some Skittles, right? So they brought in Omar Cooper Jr. They took a looking at these guys. So, look, I'm just saying, I'm not the guy that's saying that I got a crystal ball, that I know what's going to happen. But what I'm saying is that if they are looking, and they are seeking the attention for these guys, they're not just doing their due diligence. They letting it be known, you know. Unfortunately, I got my guy from the 206 MJU in the mix. My brother, talk to me.
What up, Lord Nation? How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, all is well. Can't complain, Chief.
Man, I just shout out to y'all. Hey, but Law, I was we gotta stop. Like I be watching some of these sites.
Right.
And people putting out that bad information, like some of these players can't play.
Right.
You know, and man, you just gotta let it play out. Cause like I say, the receivers, they got receivers every year. Cowboys always pick up receivers. It's like 10, 6'5", 6'4" receivers that's very talented. And just to let everybody know, the 2 best coaching for receivers was the Oregon coach who we got, and still the Ohio State coach. They was 1 and 2 in teaching receivers. So we got one of them.
Junior Adams.
Cowboys,
yeah.
Yes, and the Cowboys did another thing when they picked their defensive staff, some of the best coaches ever. So I'm not worried about that, because like you say, we're not, because like, man, you talked about this before, Law. With Denver, I was like, I ain't know none of them Denver defensive tackles. Or, right, you know what I'm saying? That was coaching, bro. So that's why I'm not worried about the sack rate. Everybody panicking. No, man. We're going to get a lot of sacks. Like I said, we're going to have a top 10 defense for sure. So, and they hate on the Falk kid like he can't play. Man, that dude can play. He's in a different type of scheme. They make you, Law, if I just tell Law, I want you to set the edge, then you rush. That's your job. I don't want you to rush up the field. You know what I'm saying? And you got to remember, that's why I get your boy Okoye. Was that Okoye? I'll be watching his tape.
Okoye, yeah.
Yeah, Okoye. He break down that tape on Falk. Man, Falk would have had like 12, 13 sacks. He just missed a few. You know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, so Falk, are you saying that you are in favor of drafting Falk on the potential sides of the missed opportunity for productivity? Is that what you're saying? Because he had what 2 sacks last season. He had 5 tackles for loss, right?
Yeah, 7 tackles, 7 sacks last year.
7 sacks. Falk had 7 sacks last season.
Yeah. And he missed like about 3 or 4. He would have about 11.
Let me pull up his stats again because I know my eyes ain't deceiving me.
Go look at it. I think it was 7.
He had 2. If you add the 5 tackles for loss, you can put that in there. You know, that would equal 7 in the backfield. I give you that. All right, so I'm gonna pull it up. No. I'm gonna pull it up right quick. I got his stats right here. I'm seeing right here in 2023. That was his freshman year. He had 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 3.5 tackles for loss, right? He played in 13 games. In 2024, he had 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss. He played in 12 games. And then last year, and of course, he had 1 forced fumble return or what have you. That's most of the tape that a lot of people show is the 2024 tape, and I get that. Okay. And then last season in 2025, they did have a change up or a switch up of programs. He had 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, and he played in every 12 games. Had a combined of 29 tackles. So overall, in his collegiate career, he had a total of 10 sacks. 19 tackles for loss. Okay, that is Keldrick Falk. Now he's a tweener. He's going to play. He's 276 pounds with framework to get to about 285, 290 comfortably, right? But he can play inside and outside. And in the 3-4, he's gonna play on the outside of an edge situation. So kind of like the Bennett kid back in the days, right? On the high end, he can be. Metellus Bennett brother, I forgot his name, Michael Bennett, I believe.
Yeah.
On the low end, he can give you probably, let me see, Peyton Turner's type of production, you know. so that's that's in between.
He's gonna be coming out. He's gonna be better than Turner. But I'm just saying, I ain't gonna talk about the guy because he's gonna be around. That new defense, I'm gonna tell you something. Man, that dude do wonders. That guy we got, the cop, man, Shawty was smart by stealing that guy from Denver. That dude not a coach. Everybody going to him.
Who from Denver?
The guy, the defensive coach that teaches pass rush.
You talking about Marcus Dixon? He from the Vikings.
No, ain't that the other guy too? They got the guy that go with him. From Denver, too. The Denver dude that coached Denver last year for sacks. That's the defensive coordinator. I mean, we got the other guy we got, the specialist that we got that teaches pass rush.
From Denver.
Vincent is for the defensive tackle. But the other guy that we got,
Vincent,
he's ranked number 1. That's where everybody go to school. When you show them tapes that you showing Gary will go to his coach. He's back with Gary again. Yes, Lord. Everybody go to that guy. And the Cowboys got him. He's on the Cowboys staff. So that's what I'm not worried about now. Coach, you
talking about B.T. Jordan?
Yes.
Okay, he's an independent guy. All right, so B.T. Jordan is a pass rushing specialist. He got a facility here in Dallas. So, I know exactly who you're talking about now.
Yeah, we got him.
B.T.
He work
Jordan,
for the Cowboys now, too. So, it's beautiful. And he be there every day with him. Oh my God! That's why your boy's so excited. Your boy Sam, because Sam know he got to show off or get a $2.5 million contract. You see what I'm saying? Sam gonna play himself out of here, and that's good. I'm happy for the kid. You get him 10 sacks, you gonna get it. You gonna get some good money somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. But in closing, what else you have for me today?
Oh, but in closing, I don't agree because I was the only one on your show talking about 2 players because everybody was hating. The halfback, remember everybody was crying about a halfback? I said, man, that dude could play. Got us 1,300 yards. Williams, we signed him. So I ain't worried about we always going to get another halfback too. That's a check dot. Marv won that. And then the receiver that I was pissed off when they almost, remember, they had put him off for some linemen, Florida, man, Florida's a beast. Florida can be a number 2 for sure. Fast, powerful, and he's getting better and better. And he got the best coach from Oregon coaching them boys. That's why your boy like you said, your boy, you told him they came from Oregon. That's why he's so excited, because they get better and better. So I'm not worried about it. How about them Cowboys? And $400,000, you wrong. Flo is going to turn out again. I was right. Law, I was right. And I'm going to brag on it.
Yes, indeed. Brag on it. Gloat on it, man.
Y'all killing me with this.
Y'all naysayers ain't right, man. Y'all over here, man. I'm sitting here trying to translate.
Oh, look at my African American over here.
I'm trying to decipher what is going on. I know I got Mississippi native tongue, but I'm sitting there like, man, what? Man, y'all bugging. But at the end of the day, my guy, MJ, Marv, man, he's right, man. Hey, he saw the crystal ball, you know. Yeah. Javonte Williams, 1,300 yards, right? I mean, how many yards he had? He had double-digit touchdowns if you add them all together. And then right on Ryan Flanoy. Shout out to Ryan Flanoy. And he is right. Junior Adams is one of the phenomenal wide receiver coaches in the National Football League, and we got him on our side. And then B.T. Jordan is one of the phenomenal pass rushing specialists. We got him on this side. So coaching could play a major role into all of this so that we can head into the right direction. But I got from the 817, Kobe, you're live on the Nation, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, brother.
Not much, man. What you got for me?
Man, it's been a while since I talked to you, man. I just want to call in. I had a few little things I want to ask you about.
Come on.
When we talk about, I hear everybody talk about Folk. Could we use him as a David Irvin? Or is that totally different? Because I think David Irvin was a defensive tackle, right?
Yeah, David Irvin was D tackle, man. Just phenomenal. 6'7", 285, 290-ish, give or take. He got all the way up to 300 pounds. He just had some wires loose, man. He still followed the show. Yeah. He pulled a sign. If you go see a stop sign somewhere, that brother got mad one day and pulled the stop sign up out of the ground and used that as a damn weapon. That's how he got suspended from college, man. So David Irvin was a different type of beast. I don't see, I'm not beating up Keldrick Falk. I just don't see that level. And I mean just that. I don't see that level of strength from Keldrick Falk, by the way. But if look, here's my thoughts on Keldrick Falk, because this been a polarizing situation, because there's a lot of fans that feel like he shouldn't be with the Cowboys, and then there's a lot of fans that say, hey, I wouldn't mind him being with the Cowboys. My only thing is with Keldrick Falk is that I have a gut feeling that it's going to be a 3-year process for him to start turning corners around. And it's not going to be a 1-year deal. It's not going to be a 2. I'm thinking that it's going to take this brother 3 years. Now, if there's a fast-paced situation to get this kid right, because he got all of the measurables, 6'7" or 6'6", 276. He's still young, right? So if he come here and BT Jordan get him right, I would say, hey, I'll come down and I'll say, you know what? I was wrong. Here's my crow. I'll eat crow. Right. But I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But keep going.
Man, I picture David Irvin, even like a Chris Jones or something, because he really doesn't have the edge bag, so to speak, if that makes sense. He don't have the tools, the spin, the dips. He don't have that like in his game.
Right.
And so what if we sit him in front of the center, in between the guards? How would that look? You know what I mean? How would that look? A guy that's 6'6", 6'7", 275, 285, running and hitting that gap. I mean, the only person I can remember is a Chris Jones or a David Irvin that size, and they were productive. So that would be the only way I would draft him. I wouldn't put him on the edge. That's just my opinion. Because I feel like I want a safety for my 12th pick or 20th pick. I love that Oregon kid, that Dylan Thielen. I love that kid, man. I love Banks, of course, and even McNeil Warren. I mean, He's tall and lanky. I mean, he can close and lock up one side of the field, man. But that's just really all I got for today, man. I haven't called in since February, man. So I've been tuning in and watching everything that you've been doing, man. And it's amazing, man, how you're growing and touching here and touching there. It's just awesome, man. I ask God continue to expand your name, your brand, and everything about you, man, because you're a great guy, man. Thank you for letting me call, brother.
Appreciate you, Kobe, man. Thank you, man. It's Kobe Cowboy. Now, y'all ain't gonna like me here because I'm Mississippi, but there's a cat from Canton, Mississippi, who had better productivity than Keldrick Falk that's going to be considered in the later rounds, and he's 6'8". If y'all want to play around with experimentations, he's 6'8", 330 pounds, and if you want that enforcer, go get Xavier Harris, man. You know, Xavier Harris, go get him. He had 3 sacks last season, 9 tackles for loss, and he is a mammoth of a man. Pause if necessary. I'm talking about 6'8", 330. If you want to play around and experiment, go get him. Yeah. He's only a year older. Yeah, he's 22, 330 pounds. Do me a huge favor. Use Google and just look him up. Yeah. Look up Harris, man. Look up him and put his name in the chat. If y'all want to play around and experiment, just experiment in the later rounds, you know. Yeah. Experiment with him, 6'8", 330. I'll put him on that line, and I'll put him right beside Quentin Williams. Oh, yeah. Cause now people gonna be looking at it like, Quentin Williams, he gonna get a feel. But man, this 6'8" mammoth of a man, 330 pounds, put him on the edge or put him on the interior right next to Quentin Williams, or rotate him in like tires. Like if you get Kenny Clark to get in, put him in. And I can tell you, my Mississippi boy, I know his mama. I call his mama. Get it right. You know, that's what I would do. Yeah. Instead of playing around with, hey, Keldrick Falk, if he get this right, if he get that right, well, go give me this dude right here. And I'll be watching. If Xavier Harris go to the right team, oh, I'm telling you. Now, if we want to play around with experimentations, let's experiment that, you know. Y'all let me know. Look up his highlights and look up his tape. Yes, indeed. I can work with him, and it could be the same thing. Let him work with B.T. Jordan. Let him work with Marcus Dixon. Oh, my goodness. Give my Mississippi guy up in here, man. I got from the 979, but when I held that 9, all I could see from my mama's eyes. What's good?
Chat, man. They crazy. What's up, bro?
Yes, what's good with you, man?
Nah, Andy just had me laugh. She talking about the dude that was just on the phone. Sounded like a TV version of me. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, he do sound like you, though, man. Kobe do sound like that.
I said, how dare you?
How dare you, man?
That was funny, though. Mm-hmm. But, I just got a quick question, bro. So, help me understand this from, I guess, your perspective. What sense does this make for Jerry and Steven to be cool with taking a $27 million cap hit instead of just signing GP and, you know, not having to deal with that? Like, I don't, like me, I don't get it. Like, I'm having a hard time. Well, I'm not having a hard time understanding it because we already know how Steven's cap boy for a reason. And that just doesn't make any sense to me.
It's ego still at the table. Like, nobody wants to lose, and nobody want to have that feeling like, man, this man sold me. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want a mutual feeling like they win something out of the deal, the Cowboys win something out of the deal. But the Cowboys want to win every deal. That type of approach is always a negative connotation, in my opinion. Just get the deal done. Sometimes you're going to lose a little bit. But that's the whole point. You took a big risk of getting a guy that was pretty much unhappy in Pittsburgh land, right? He had no quarterback to throw him the ball. To me personally, you look at Jackson Smith and Jigba all last season. I think that it was 1A, 1B. Them were your two leading receivers for the most of the year, George Pickens and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Jackson Smith and Jigba didn't have to worry about leaky defense, right? They didn't have to worry about the fact of political football, right? And we had to spread the wealth. If George Pickens was the only wide receiver on this team, his numbers would have blew out Jackson Smith and Jigba's numbers, right? So we know that. So as an agent, he's going to fight for, hey, I want my client to get close to or the same contract Jackson Smith and Jigba got. I can't sit back and have my client only getting $30 million. I can't sit back and say with a natural face that my client is only getting 34, 35. I need for my client to get north or equal to what Jackson Smith and Jigba got. But then it goes to the point that Jackson Smith and Jigba contract, that was an extension of his rookie's contract. So now we're talking about numbers and stuff like that. And I get it. Jerry Jones going to look at George Pickens and David Mulugeta and say, hey, this is a one-off, He got to do it to us again. He got to prove it to us again before we pay him that amount of money.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, they should have known, or at least had some kind of an idea as to what was possibly going to happen when they brought him here.
Right.
I mean, like, you saw what he did at Pittsburgh. Now, I'm not saying he put up, like, big, crazy numbers. I know he had that one good season where I think he had, like, 1,100 yards on like, 60-something catches, but he had some decent numbers.
Right.
So, even me, somebody like me who doesn't know a lick about football when it comes to the X's and the O's, even I could have seen that and been like, hey, man, get him with the right quarterback, man, he's going to be putting up some awesome numbers. So just like you talked about it a couple of shows ago, they should have been like, hey, we got this contract for you. Once like training camp starts, bam, take this, or we're going to just, leave that as a one-off, because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm not trying to be negative about the whole situation, but I just don't see them getting the deal done. And it's mainly because of Steven, how he is about the cap, and how Jerry is when it comes to, he wants to stick it to David Mulugeta. It's like, my thing is, man, just trade him. Just get it over with, man, because I don't want this to be his last year here and then we don't get nothing in return. And I know Jerry and them, they suck at making trades half the time. But it's like, I don't want this to go into the season, training camp, a possibility of him not maybe showing up, or it being talked about every day.
Yeah.
Is he going to sign? Is he not going to sign? Is he going to sign? Is he not going to sign? I don't nobody want to hear that stuff, man. And again, we sit back here, too. Happy for bringing Aubrey, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, whatever, So it's just my thing is, man, just like, man, either get the deal done or just trade him, man. Like, don't nobody want to keep going through all this with this rigmarole of the work. Just want to go through all this mess, man. Just get it done or let him go. So
but you know what they're gonna do. This day one of the draft is going to tell us everything about the Cowboys. Just on how we move is going to tell us the sincerity of what the Cowboys are trying to do. So if the Cowboys, before I let you go, if the Cowboys go out here and they draft one of these wide receivers with the 12th or the 20th pick, that's leverage. That's leverage.
Yep.
If they draft one of them boys, you can kiss George Pickens goodbye. You can kiss him goodbye.
I think a lot of people need to accept that and know that is a very strong possibility. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of how Jerry and Steve operate.
Yeah.
So it is a realistic thing that he had to. Like I said, kiss him goodbye.
Kiss him goodbye.
Because we can never have nice things. We had Gibbs and Montgomery here before Gibbs and Montgomery was in Detroit when we had Pollard and Zeke. And what did we do? we messed that up and rolling that.
Yeah.
We had Amari Cooper, like you said, Amari Cooper and Lance. What happened with that? We messed that up. You know, we could never have nice things here. And now it's possible that we're not going to be able to have Pickens and Lamb because of ego being involved. But, man, let me stop babbling as usual, man. I'll have you on this thing all day, man. Appreciate it as always, Law.
Appreciate you. That's DP, man. And he's right. And shout out to Toxic Tom for an unbelievable reference right there. The Titans did the exact same thing with AJ when it was time to pay that man or whatever it was to get from under that money. They literally drafted Treylon Burks to replace AJ and them, right? So that's just for what it is. Unfortunately, I know. Don't shoot the messenger. Hey, what is it gonna be?
Whatever will be.
Will be the future.
The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
What will be will be. You know, so I'm here with it. I got the next caller, man. Too Cool from the 210. You in. My brother from another mother. Talk to me, man. Beat me up, because I know you want to trade up, man. Beat me up. What you got for me?
Hey, do me a favor real quick.
Yeah.
I need to know the picks. I need to know the pick points for the 12th pick and the 9th pick. What's the points? What's the difference between the points?
Oh, man. The 12th and the 9th pick, I don't have it on the top of my head, you know.
It's 1,350 points for the 9th pick and the 1,200 for the 12th pick. You know what that means? You take the 12th pick, and you take a 5th round pick next year, this year, and you can take that pick, and you can trade to the Kansas City Chiefs and jump in front of the Giants at the 9th pick.
Because the Giants got the 10th pick.
Thinking that the Cowboys is going to just take the 12 and 20 and just say, we're going to move back. I mean, move all the way up and just give it the 12 and 20 for 6 and 39. You don't got to give up that much assets to get to pick 9, to get in front of the Giants. What you don't want is the Giants to go in there and take 2 of these defensive players out of the draft.
Giants, to me, they still have issues on offense, though. And they need premiums. My guy, he's not going to be ready like that week 1. I'm talking about that wide receiver. Neighbors. He's not going to be ready like that week 1. But and they still need they need to protect my guy, man, Jackson Dart. They need to protect my guy, Jackson Dart.
But we hear that. I hear that. But everybody got to pay attention. To me, at the pick 20, I'm not taking Keldrick Falk. I'm taking Caden Proctor. See, everybody is not paying attention to offensive tackles right now because they're not a need at the top of the draft. Everybody right now, draft boards got all these defensive players at the top of the draft right now because that's what's needed right now. Look at all these offensive tackles right there that ain't nobody talking about. Caden Proctor, technically, I've said it before, Caden Proctor is a top 5 player in any other draft as an offensive tackle. It's just in this draft, he's not needed at the top of the draft. Even though he's needed, they're not going to go draft him as an offensive tackle at the top of the draft unless they trade back. Them being the Titans, them being the Jets, them being, who else is it? The Commanders even need an offensive tackle.
So you saying that the Cowboys with the 20th pick is going to draft Caden Proctor, or you saying that they're going to do it with the 12th?
They could. So, for example, right, like you have the ability right now. If we talk all this shit about Guyton, but you have the ability right now at pick 20, if we stay at 20, to go in here and get an offensive tackle that nobody's talking about right now, and you can already have a bona fide left tackle that you can go get that nobody's paying attention to. Don't force the pick and go force yourself to get Falk. When I know next year Dylan Stewart coming out from California, I know Collins coming out from Texas. Give these coaches that we're bringing in the opportunity to coach these boys up. We're just looking at, we got the assets, let's just go take somebody. Don't force the pick. Take the best player available. At pick 20, Caden Proctor is a better BPA than Falk. Don't force that pick.
All right, so if you're talking about Proctor versus Falk,
Yeah,
Is that what you're
Proctor
saying?
versus Falk.
Now the Cowboys. All right, so let's look at this. What the Cowboys did. It takes 3 to 4 years for most offensive players, tackles, to develop. We're going into the third season of Tyler Guyton, who they just expressed how much they like Tyler Guyton by drafting him in the first round. They also, with that notion, they just extended the other guy. What's his name? Steele. I forgot his name almost. They just extended Steele. What's his name, y'all? Boy, I'm getting a senior moment. What's his name?
Steele, the right tackle?
Yeah, right tackle. What's his first name? I forgot his name. They just extended him. You know what I'm saying? So the way they look at it is that they straight from their mindset. They straight on this offensive line. So for them to go in and burn another first-round draft pick on a guy that could possibly sit on the bench is going to be crazy. Terrence Steele, my bad, y'all. I don't know what's going on with me today. But they just extended Terrence Steele, bro. So if they go into this first round drafting a guy that could possibly sit on the bench, that's drafting malpractice, in my opinion.
No, it's not. Because what's the difference between us keep going out here drafting all these damn defensive ends that's not hitting?
Because you can rotate, you can rotate ends, but you leave your offensive line alone.
The way our offensive linemen get hurt in Dallas, the way when we all know since Fredericks left this team, every damn time you look around, the Cowboys playing hot potato with offensive linemen.
That would be more of the Cowboys not in win now mode. That would be building type of mode. If the Cowboys are ultimately in win now mode, they wouldn't even be looking at my guy Proctor.
You had to get Caden Proctor, or you had to get Falk. You're going to force the pick, and you just said this man going to probably take 3 years, even on the defensive side. On the defensive side, for him to come in and mature, his body to mature, to be 24 years of age, then he mature. What's the difference between taking that offensive, the left tackle? You can't, and that's what a third of the Cowboys content creators are doing now. They looking at the draft they looking at it like it's in a vacuum, right? It's like Falk or bust, right? There are multitudes. I would rather take Malachi Lawrence. I would trade down before I take a Falk straight up at the 20th pick, or before I take Proctor straight up at the 20th pick. I would rather trade down a little bit, gain me another pick in the second round or something like that. But I could not see or foresee the Cowboys going into this draft saying that they trying to win a Super Bowl by drafting Caden Proctor straight up. That's drafting malpractice. So we sit here and we joke about all the picks that the Cowboys had in the past 10 years in the second round on defense. In the second round, third round, the first round. So we saying that basically they have drafted malpractice when it comes to the defense on the side of the ball already, right? So we're sitting here saying hold the picks versus taking pick 20, taking a second round pick next year and a third round pick and saying, hey, I'm going to package that up and then I'm going to move up in the draft and I'm going to try to get a surefire thing right now. What we're trying to say is, hey, we need so much shit right now that we're just going to hold all these picks and hope like hell who they drafted it hits.
That's the draft. That's drafting. That's the same thing. But if you're saying that the Cowboys ultimately needing a tackle, right, in this draft, I would prefer the Cowboys to move up. If they believe that they need a tackle and they got the 12th pick.
I'm not saying they need the tackle. I'm not saying they need a tackle. I'm saying when it comes to Keldrick Falk and forcing him on the team, I'm taking the best player available at pick 20, then forcing Keldrick Falk onto the Dallas Cowboys. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It could be a receiver, it could be a guard, it could be a defensive tackle, it could be McDonald from Ohio State. Do not force a defensive end on the team because we're saying that's what we need at that pick. Don't force the player here because we need them versus what they will do for us.
Well, according to the Cowboys board, right? And if their tags should be probably touching Proctor, Falk, and let's say, let me throw in a name, McNeil Warren. You could have at that 20th spot if somehow Dylan Thieneman falls to the 20th. If any of those guys are there available, and they say to themselves, if the Cowboys front office say to themselves, we finna draft with the 20th pick of the draft, Caden Proctor, and you have a guy that could be a game changer like a Dillon or McWarren, then I just don't think that this Cowboys team is serious, and especially since we still have holes on defense.
I'm not putting Caden Proctor up against none of the other cats you named.
Right.
I'm saying strictly if you're on the board and Thielman gone, Warren gone, everybody else gone, and it comes down to Falk versus an offensive tackle or another position that we don't need. I'm taking another position than forcing myself to take Falk. That's all I'm saying. I'm not forcing myself to take Falk because we need a defensive end.
Yeah, I feel you, fam. But I think the Cowboys ultimately would still lean on defense. They can explain the fact that they reached on a defensive player versus reaching on an offensive player at this point. I'm just saying.
My next question,
go ahead.
is this, Law. How you feel about, again, trading up in front of the Giants, taking the 12th pick and moving the 5th round pick or a 3rd round pick and moving up in front of the Giants? Would you do that?
Which one? Which pick on the Giants? You talking about the 9th pick?
They got the 10th pick. The Chiefs got the 9th pick. If the Chiefs said, "Hey, you give us a 5th round and or 3rd to go with pick 12, and we'll give you the 9th pick," what you doing?
I mean, yeah, I'll move up just for the simple fact, who you gonna get though when you move up though? Who you trying to get?
I think depending on who it is, I think Bailey could fall. I think Bain gonna be there. I think Downs could be there. I just think Styles could be there. I think before the Giants pick, if you can move up to just a 9th spot, 3 spots, and you can just give up a 5th round pick for that, I'm doing that, Law.
I mean, for a 5th round pick, and got to keep in mind too, the damn Chiefs got 2 picks in the 1st round as well, so they may be nice. They may be nice, just depending on the board. But
I think it depends on how the receivers fall. With the Chiefs, depending on, I think it's a smoke screen right now. But the Chiefs saying they want to move up, I think that's a smoke screen.
Yeah, but
somebody to make the call.
Yeah, but the Chiefs, if they got Mansour Delane there, they're gonna just pick them. They're not finna play around with the food, right? If they got a wide receiver that they know can stretch the field to help them out too, to help out the Pat Mahomes, then they probably do that as well. But I appreciate you for calling in, Chief, man. Anything else you got?
Hey, that's it, Law. Hey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Like I said, coming real soon.
No doubt, man. Come on with it, man. Appreciate you. That's too cool with his thoughts and rationale of moving up, or as well as Caden Proctor. In any other draft, I get it, but the Cowboys made their bed. On that left side, they got 2 people fighting for that spot, Nate Thomas and Tyler Guyton. One thing I know about the Cowboys, they would never like to admit that they are wrong, right? So they're going to try to work Tyler Guyton and before I let the next caller on, how bad is really Tyler Guyton? We saw some improvement last year. He got good athletic feet, right? He just got to get more strength, upperly speaking, right? He could literally put all of this together year 3. He played better last year than he played his rookie year. So we just can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. We got to see whether or not this investment, sometimes this investment take 3 to 4 years for us to see returns. Now, the craziest thing was Terrence Steele. I remember his name now, But what you can't do is look at Tyler Guyton and say, okay, now we're going to kick him to the right side after you saw small improvements last year. And on top of that, yes, our tackles are a liability on this team. Our tackles are the liabilities on that offensive line. We perfectly okay with our center and both guards, right? So if the Cowboys going to move on from Tyler Guyton, they better do it this year. Don't draft him and put him on the bench, and then all of a sudden we make up this rigmarole. Right. You drafted Tyler Guyton, I believe, when Mike McCarthy was still here. You pick up the phone, you call Pittsburgh and say, hey, we got a tight end. I mean, we got a damn tackle, you know. You got to start to will and deal. Or you call the Pittsburgh Steelers and say, hey, we got Steele over here. You got to will and deal. You got to learn to move on from players when you see that they're not turning the corner right. If you're going to make that type of move, and you got to explain to Cowboy Nation, here we go again, drafting an offensive tackle in the first round. Yeah. So it's going to be one of them things, man. You know, just admit, hey, man, damn, man, we was wrong on this guy, right? All right, I got the next caller, A. Lou from the 304. You're live on the Nation, brought to you by Frenkel and Frenkel Personal Injury Lawyers.
Hey, Law, what's good? What's good?
All is well, can't complain.
Good. Now, look, I'm telling you, get rid of GP. I know Cowboys fans don't want to hear it. I hear him calling in. We're going to draft a tackle. We sound delusional. Good business sense. You are trading him in the first round to a wide receiver needy team. Whether you get a late first round, a mid first round, if you can get a first round pick for GP, you go ahead and do it. And with that pick, you draft you another receiver.
You can literally hand the damn Kansas City Chiefs the Super Bowl right now by trading George Pickens to the damn Kansas City Chiefs. You know, they go straight to the Super Bowl. I can book it.
In theory, it sounds right on paper, but Pat Mahomes ain't ready. I mean, if we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. Pat Mahomes is not ready. The defense is empty, and their offense itself isn't where it needs to be. So, you know, I get it. They got the running back. Yes.
They got running back.
The line is shaky. Pat Mahomes, you don't know how that ACL going to come back with that doctor doing it. You don't know how he's going to bounce back.
When did he tore it? When he ripped it?
It was like the second to last game of the season.
Damn.
It was
okay.
So it was at the end of the season. You know what I mean? So that's why they traded for Fields, and Fields is there to fill in for Pat until he's ready to go.
I'm never
Fields is not a damn quarterback.
I'm never betting against Pat Mahomes, man. He lost me so much money. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
But yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
He not gonna be ready. That ACL, I get it. You know, it's the quarterback. He's not a receiver. Yes, I get that.
Yeah.
The torque that you got to turn. Yet you got to throw the ball. When you try to move out of that pocket, you're not as mobile as you used to be.
I think that he lose some of his mobile ability. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I've seen Joe Burrows come out to that ACL deal and lit it up and comeback player of the year. He played so well they couldn't give it to Dak. You know, so
yeah, I agree. But that's one. That's one option. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm telling you right now. They're taking Malachi Lawrence at the 20th pick. They're going to take him. Now, if
not straight up though, are they going to take him straight up?
Listen to what I'm telling you. They're going to take him straight up.
What the lottery numbers are, man? What the lottery numbers? Come on, hey Lou, help me out, man. What them lottery numbers are, man?
If they don't take him straight up, I'm telling you, if they don't take him straight up, then that means Falk dropped in the draft and they got him at 20. Either or, it's a win. Okay, so we complain. Everybody complains we don't have these coaches.
Right.
Everybody complains about we don't have this, that, and the third when it comes to the coaches. We got the talent, but not the coaches. Now you got the coaches. We have proven coaches. Maybe they haven't done it to this level, but they have developed enough talent for you to sit there and say, hey, we can give you this ball of clay. Now make him into a star.
Now let me ask you this though.
I do not.
It's a twofold. It's a twofold with the trade scenario. Before we go into that, I want to circle back with the GP.
All right.
Who you trading him to, and who's going to be willing to pay him, give him a first-round draft pick for, and also ultimately pay him north of $35 to $38 million. Who's going to be doing that?
Your Ravens.
They got the 14th pick. I heard that rumor.
Your Ravens, they'll do it. Why? Because they don't believe in believe in that that receiver they got now.
Zay Flowers.
And they've been searching. Yep, they've been searching.
Well, shit, give us Zay. Shoot, Zay and CD. Oh my God, I'll do a swap right up, straight up. I'll throw in as a consolation prize. I'll throw in Mingo.
I agree with you. But Zay will never run. He'll just like what's that number 9?
Kevontae Turpin.
Yeah, just like Turpin, we don't do well with small receivers. Not at all. There's not one small receiver that you can say thrived in Dallas. You can go back to Rocket Ishmael. I'm telling you, no, not one small receiver thrived in Dallas.
I mean, Cole Beasley, man, you just taking a dump on him, man. You know, he was cold with it, man. Come on, man. Cole, no, Cole was cold, man. I ain't gonna do my, you got Cole like that, man. Don't do Cole Beasley like that, man.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, you gonna do Cole like that, man.
Away from me. I ain't gonna take nothing away from him, but stop it. Look, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, boy had one offer. He was pretty good with the green eyes. I forgot his name. He came from the damn Green Bay Packers. Had one good year. I've got his name at the tip of my tongue. He was nice, small wide receiver. What's his name, y'all? Y'all help me out. But I feel you, man. I feel you. Small wide receivers here in Dallas, man, just don't really turn the corner. Randall Cobb is his name. Shout out to y'all. Randall Cobb was good for what?
Randall Cobb was not a small receiver, though.
Him and Cole Beasley the same height.
No, they weren't. Cole Beasley was 5'7", 5'8". Randall Cobb was a legit 5'11".
I mean, Randall Cobb lied on his resume, man. Because I had a chance to talk to him. I was looking down on him, and I ain't no 5. I'm right at 5'11". You know what I'm saying? So I'm small. I'm short. You know, I'm short law over here.
Hey, he didn't look like he looked bigger on the field. Pause. Wow.
Somebody said Terry Glenn. I didn't know Terry Glenn was 5'9", though. But man,
Terry Glenn didn't thrive here. Terry Glenn was a bust there. He was injured a lot.
I'm mad that he dropped that damn ball too. By the way,
man, hey, don't get it. Don't get
it started. Hey, he could have caught that one.
Cowboy fan. Listen, even against the Giants, they threw the go route to Owens. He was going down the middle of the field. They threw the go route to Owens. No, they actually threw it to him. And Owens was on the go route on the outside. And next thing you know, boom, they mess up. And next thing you know, boom, he throws a pick. Game is over. Giants win the Super Bowl. So
hell yeah, man. But in closing, man, boy, you brought back some old stuff, man. Hurt me right now.
In closing, I'm just going to say this. We need to stay pat. Just stay where we're at. Don't trade up. I get it. It sounds good. It looks good. Stay where you're at. You're probably going to double dip and build your defensive line. That's why I could see Falk at 3 and Falk at 12, Lawrence at 20. I could see that. We're going to just get used to it. I can see it. Because what's going to happen, I'm telling you right now, we're going to be real disappointed. You're going to be real disappointed, but it's going to come. It's going to be all right. We're going to put the faith in our coaches.
No doubt, man. We'll see, man. But I appreciate you for calling in. Go ahead.
I want to know, and I want you to ask your Cowboys fans this. What is the difference between Keldrick Falk and my boy Styles when we're talking about projects? If you're if you're talking about project players, why would you not take Keldrick Falk compared to Sonny Styles? In a sense, right? They both are workout warriors, right? They blew out the combine. Okay, great. All right. Now, Falk, he has been a DN since he's been in college.
Right.
Right? All right. Sonny Styles has moved from safety to middle linebacker and had one productive season, and maybe that's it. Like, Falk is going against top-tier talent every game. And he's 20 years old. So you got the youngest player that you could actually groom into being one of the better DNs in the league. So I'm trying to understand why we have such disdain about this man, and we are hyping up the workout, the combine warrior. That's really what that is. You're hyping up the combine warrior, but you don't want to take the you don't want to you don't want to take the chance on somebody that's younger, that has position flexibility, but also has mastered his position.
Okay. I'll break that down, man. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in, my guy. A. Lou.
For sure.
Yes, indeed. That's my guy, A. Lou from the 304, man. Boy. If we get Sonny Styles at 20, I'm yelling steal. Well, it's a steal, right? And if Keldrick Falk was in the second round, I'll be yelling, oh, what a steal. But Keldrick Falk in the first round, I'm looking at it like, okay, cool. He can live to his potentials, right? Because he got size measurables and stuff like that. And they're two different positions. I get the notion. I don't know what people been. All I'm gonna say is, okay, it's time out. You know what? You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna turn it to evil law, and I'm gonna make a counter video as soon as these guys get drafted and they go to these teams. I'm gonna call them out. I'm gonna call out all of the people that said this is what this guy gonna do. And this is what they gonna X, Y, and Z exhibit and exude and all of this stuff. I'm gonna be no holds barred. And when I do that, because I think that what happened over the course of the years since I stopped doing film sessions and film breakdowns, I think that there's a level of people thinking that when I'm saying things that they don't understand it, right? But I know for sure when I'm going to go back to doing these film breakdowns so y'all can understand what I'm saying about what these guys can't do and what they ain't doing and what they should be doing far as dexterity, explosions, hand usage and separation and getting off of the edge. Because I think that there's been a lack of accountability on my side of providing these informations, because what happened is that it's been one-sided, and I get it, right? But we gonna stop all of this, and on top of that, he's not 20. Keldrick Falk is 21, finna be 22, by the way. So it's we got to stop this, man. for real, man. Like I get it. If we want to put this in a vacuum and say, hey, Keldrick Falk is just equivalent to a Sonny Styles, all I can say is you go out there and with the third or the fourth or the fifth overall pick and you draft a Keldrick Falk. And let's see what he lives up to, because it is for what it is. When you can't get off of the LOS at Auburn, Crawford, to me, show better get off and get enough field than Falk. And he's considered to be drafted where he should be, right? And y'all look up Crawford. He's the opposing guy on the other side, right? And he can shoot and get upfield, drop shoulder, bend, and get around. But all of a sudden, they dismiss what Crawford doing because of the measurables, and they uplift what Keldrick is doing. Hey, all I can say is let's draft him then. Let's draft him. I want us to draft him. I want us to go through the taco situation one more time so we can understand. Now, granted, I ain't going to beat him up, but I'm going to say he's still playing with too high of a pad level. He's still getting slow off of his releases. He's not playing with bendability. His strength is very subject. He allowed the opposition to hit him up inside his chest too many times. Yes, he do make some hustle plays, but I haven't seen him live in the backfield long enough. Don't sit back and tell me that this kid can give us tackles for losses opposed to what Sonny Styles did last year from a linebacker position, had more TFLs. Man, look, if we draft Keldrick Falk, of course, we got Marcus Dixon, which is going to be a plus for him. And, of course, we got B.T. Jordan. But, man, give me Mesidor if we're going to do all of that. Give me the old man, man. Give me somebody that I know for sure got some bendability and some flexibility. Give me Mesidor. Give me Mesidor at 20, right? I got from the 202, let my guy go, From the 202, Ron, you live on the Nation. Talk to me, man.
What's going on, bro? Look, this stuff that I'm hearing is crazy. And first, I just want to say two things, right? Number one, I hear people, when they talk about the Cowboys, even Cowboy fans, when we talk about George Pickens and all the contract stuff, everybody just becomes smart agents. Everybody GPAs just jump up from a 1.5 to a 3.4. It is so crazy how people just say, oh, we don't got this money, we don't got this money to pay George Pickens when we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy, long. When it's everybody, like the Bengals, right? Before they paid T. Higgins. Well, you had some people saying that's a lot of money, but like now when it's George Pickens, they can't have both wide receivers. We can't do, bro. Yes, we can, bro. And here's another thing, bro. We gotta stop thinking like, okay, we just gonna trade George Pickens and this is gonna be okay. Think about it. Think about how this is gonna feel for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. If I'm CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott and my teammate get traded, I'm gonna want to leave. I'm not gonna want to be here no more because it shows me that y'all are not serious about winning.
Right.
Why would I want to stay on the team when I just built the bond with a good wide receiver that I never had before? And y'all just trade him like that. Y'all think CeeDee Lamb is gonna want to stay here? I promise you right now, Law, if we trade George Pickens, trade CeeDee Lamb too. Because there's no reason for the trade George Pickens. There's no reason, especially not to the Ravens. Are you stupid? To the Ravens? I would include him in the top 10 pick. If we trade him, I want to trade him to get in the top 10. I'm not trading him for a 14th round pick in the first round. Not no late pick at that.
You're talking about the 14th overall pick. You're talking about that, right? Like here's I get the notion because what we don't want to do is carry on bad weight, right? We don't want to carry on bad weight as it relates to like a personality situation whereas they're not showing up for training camp, is hovering over their head. Will you pay him? Will you not? That's what most of the people are saying, that we don't want to relive the Michael Parsons thing. We want to basically go into this season lock loaded and focus in on winning. And if we can get something back in return from GP, then you do that. But you just don't want to carry that dark cloud into a season that we're trying to win it all. I think that's what most Cowboy fans are saying. And, of course, yes, you will want top 10 draft pick. You want something like that. But the problem is that with GP, this is the only problem with GP, is that he got 1 year of productivity that you can really hold on to, right? And it's a contract situation. It's a contract situation. Like, do you pay him 30 or do you pay him 40? Because he got a big little gap in that 1 year, and that's what most teams probably have reservation. So they said, you're going to rob me of a first-round draft pick, plus we got to be left with the note of $40 million? That's what the problem is because of that. That's the only thing that's the issue. The way, fam, that the Cowboys should have done this is bump all of the stuff saying, let this kid go into a year, approve it. They should have signed trade him last season. And then we wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I guess what happened is just like anything. We wait to the end of life of contract. Granted, it played in the favor of David Mulugeta because at the end of the day, he's going to get money regardless.
Yeah.
David Mulugeta's going to win regardless of this. He don't lose. I haven't seen a deal where he lost. He don't lose.
I just want Cowboy fans to know this.
Yeah.
Like, bro, us trading George Pickens is not a smart thing as people think it is, bro. We're gonna be, we can get Jordan Tyson, yes, we can get Carnell Tate, yes, we can get all those other guys. But they're not gonna be George Pickens. Trading him would be the dumbest thing that you can do, especially, to a 14th round, first round pick. That is. When that man said that, I'm sorry, no disrespect to him,
right.
I almost threw up. You want to trade him, why not include him in the top 10 pick? Like, I don't understand. Then he said a late round. I'm not doing that. I'm not trading George Pickens for no 14th round pick. That is so stupid to me. That is the most dumbest thing I have ever heard in my life. I'm telling you right now, Lon, if we trade him, we better be trading him for a top 10 pick. I'm not trading him for no 20, 14th, None of that. I'm trying to get up in the top 10. That is stupid. I'm just saying we don't need to be like, I understand it's the all season, but like we need to stop listening to these we need to stop listening to these I don't know, bro. The people that's these what are they called? Media? I don't know. Yeah. Whatever they is. We need to stop them. We need to stop listening to them, bro, because we letting them get under our skin, bro. Like, we is not trading George Pickens. We need to stop this. Like, probably next year you can make the argument, but right now, I just feel like he just need to play on the franchise tag. I know people don't like that, but it's like we need to do that, Law, because it's like
I agree. The thing is, we need to see it one more time, right? I think that's but that price to see it hurts us. $28 million, you can't prorate that money, can't spread it out, right? And then on top of that, knowingly that if he produced the same amount of stats that he did last season, that's $44 to $45 million. Yeah, we're not even talking about 35 now. So that's the problem with the front office on how this is all constructed. The only way you can get ahead of this, if you see talent and you already know that you can project talent and you can forecast the talent, you go ahead and give them an offer that they can't refuse. Because right now the argument was that Pickens last season, he couldn't refuse a $32 million to a $33 million contract. Yeah. He couldn't refuse it, but teams wasn't really willing to pay that because they only had past records of what he was able to do, and they didn't speak $34 million, right? So that's where we are at, brother. So unfortunately, it's a wait and see type of game. Hopefully Pickens, hopefully Pickens' agent can remove his egos and allow him to play under that franchise tag, right, for $28 million, and we can get to moving from there. But there's a lot of egos at play, and normally 9 times out of 10, David Mulugheta's players don't play or clients don't play under that franchise tag.
And Law, and that's what I hate, right? I do not like the NFL, right? Like, I don't agree with them saying, oh, you can franchise tag players, but then once you do it, it's going to be a problem. I don't like that, Law, because what is the franchise tag there if we cannot do that? Why is it there if we can franchise tag him and everything goes smooth and he just played a year? I understand, like, okay, if he what you call it, if he go out there and get hurt, he's not going to get paid. I just don't agree with the NFL just saying, oh, you can franchise tag players and they're not going to play. I don't like that because it's like, what is the point of it having it there? If we can't franchise tag him, we don't know what Joe Pickens is going to do in 2026, 2027, whatever. We don't know what he's going to do. Why not franchise tag him and let everything go? You know what I'm saying? Let's not hold out for training camp, all that weird stuff, and let him just play on the franchise tag. I feel like the NFL, I feel like they should change it up.
No. Let me just add this to you, bro. The franchise tag is designed to hold the player back. It's a leverage play with the owners because the CBA, the players are terrible at negotiating deals. But the franchise tag heavily favors the owners because what it does for Pickens on the open market without that tag, the Titans got $63 million. They can pay Pickens whatever they want. The Commanders got $49 million. They can pay Pickens whatever they want. The Chargers, 48. Cardinals, 40. The Jets, 39. Patriots, 35. Sea Chickens, $32 million. They can pay George Pickens like this. So what the franchise tag does is that it holds George Pickens' feet to the fire to stay here without the opportunity to see those teams. And what they did with Pickens is they put a tender on him. Not only, Titans, if you want to go grab said player, you got to pay him his new money in his new contract, plus give us a first-round draft pick. So that's why teams are saying, hey, if it was like a third or a fourth, maybe we would consider. But by the Cowboys putting that first on there, they still have reservations on Pickens because Pickens, in order for him to go, he still need a valuable quarterback or a value quarterback to give him those results. I think in a vacuum, Pickens, if he got Justin Fields throwing him the ball, he ain't gonna be Pickens, right? So that's how they looking at this.
Yeah, and Lord, before I go, this is the last thing. For all you people that's about to come in this corner, stop saying trade George Pickens. That is not a smart thing. Stop saying that.
I get
It's
that.
not smart. Don't sit up here and say, "Oh, I know Cowboy fans don't want to hear it." We don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
Stop
we don't.
saying that.
Yeah,
That's not a smart thing to say.
Yeah.
It's not. Trading him to the Ravens. I like that's Lord. I promise you, Lord, this is the last thing I'm saying. Trading him to I can't believe he said that.
Right.
Trading him to the Raiders for the 14th pick. That is mind blowing to me.
Right.
I understand if he would have said, "Okay, we can trade him to the top 10," I would still disagree with that. But you said, and a late round, first round pick.
Yeah, I feel you.
All right,
man.
Lord, that's all I had to say. This is crazy. All right, Lord.
Appreciate you, man. That's my guy, man. Old Ron. He was
Goodbye.
the last caller in the building, man. Boy, the Cowboys had no choice but to put that franchise tag on Pickens, by the way. And they, in order to appease Pickens, they had to put that tender on them. You know, they didn't want to put the exclusive franchise tag, whereas they say, okay, you can't talk to other teams, you can't even visit other teams. So they put that exclusive tag, they put that non-exclusive tag on him so that it can at least show that the Cowboys, it's just a little coy play to it, by the way. They've been a little coy with it because they know for sure. To us, he's valuable at a 1, right? To us, to me, Law Nation, I value Pickens as a 1 because I can see what he can do. But to other teams, they looking at it like, man, go give me the rookie, man. Go give me Carnell Tate. Go give me Lemon. Go give me, to a degree, Jordan, Tyson. You know, go give me one of those wide receivers, and we can see if we can boogie without paying, of giving the Cowboys a first-round draft pick, plus being on the hook to paying this guy $40 million, right? So, or dealing with David Mulugeta. So it was a smart move. Now, where the Cowboys shot themselves in the foot is that they watered down or they tainted their own brand by saying, hey, man, ain't nobody's reaching out to us about Pickens. Not a single call. Out of these, you mean to tell me out of 31 other teams, not one phone call? Literally, ain't nobody calling me, texting me. Let me let the real singer. Ain't nobody called him. A legend. So that put more and more leverage back on the Cowboys.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still
Ain't nobody calling for Pickens. And they let it out the hat. They said nobody calling
me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still the boy?
So if we go pull this up,
Listen,
and we go to the big board, and we look at the wide receivers.
I'm still them boys.
If, and I'm using this word correctly, if Tate is gone, Lemon is gone, Tyson is gone, Cooper is gone, Concepcion is gone, maybe Boston to a degree, and teams thinking that, hey, we are one wide receiver away, then they can pick up the phone and call the Cowboys. But to play with the Cowboys, if they want to stick it to David Mulugeta and they make it about that versus trying to win, what the Cowboys would do, remember, we don't draft to complement players. We draft to replace. That's a mindset that the Cowboys got. The Cowboys might end up, and I hate saying this, fam. I hate saying this. The Cowboys might look at the 12th or the 20th pick, and they say, we can draft to replace him. We don't have to spend $40 million. We don't have to eat this $28 million. We can release him, and we can go get Tate, Lemon, Tyson, or Cooper. And if Dak is still like what they say he is, then he should be able to elevate that. Or they can go look at the tight end kid, Sadiq, or what have you. That's how the Cowboys don't draft to complement players. They draft to replace. Unfortunately, that's where we at, ladies and gentlemen. They drafted Taco not to complement DeMarcus Lawrence. They drafted Taco to replace. Don't y'all get what I'm saying? D-Law, when he was here, he was an F up to before he started doing things good. Remember, he got hurt. Remember, he had the PEDs. So the Cowboys like, you know what? We're going to draft to replace him. That year, D-Law put up 11 or 13 sacks or something like that. They franchise tagged him. Follow the history. Then after that, they said, you know what? Do it again. They franchise tagged D-Law twine. We couldn't prorate that money. We couldn't spread it out. We put ourselves in that situation. You had Dak Prescott on a rookie's contract. And people were trying to get rid of Dak Prescott then. People were saying Dak is whack in 2017. That was his second season in the National Football League. People were saying Dak is whack in 2018. That was his third year. They were trying to pay everybody but Dak then. Don't y'all get, this is a common practice of the Cowboys. So when we say these type of things, it's not us hating at them. It's not us taking away from them, but this is how they move. Instead of complimenting Amari Cooper, they got rid of him. You see what I'm saying? Instead of complimenting CeeDee Lamb, they had CeeDee Lamb for a Costco sample size with Amari Cooper. Right hand to the man. They only played 7 games together. 7. They drafted Tony Pollard to literally not compliment Zeke. It was never, hey, Zeke, we're going to split these reps. No, they ran Zeke into the ground, and they said, oh, let's call out a cold Tony Pollard. Didn't know how to mix these guys in together. We don't know how to draft to complement. We draft to replace, unfortunately. They've been trying to replace Jordan Lewis since he got here. And then when he gone, they realized, oh, Jordan Lewis was valuable. How many years we've been trying to replace Jordan Lewis? They didn't like Jordan Lewis like that. There were literally people, even with Deron Bland. Hey, man, you know what? We really don't need Trayvon Diggs like that. Look what Bland is doing. Let me know if I'm wrong. We don't draft to complement. We draft to replace. LVE supposed to be Sean Lee's replacement. How did that go? Michael Parsons supposed to be Jalen Smith replacement. They didn't know what the hell they was doing. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm right on money on all of this. Y'all listen to all these talk shows. They go in for about an hour. I'm giving y'all unbelievable, real talking conversations now. More than an hour. It was never to draft. Look, it was never to draft to compliment. Then they realized, oh, this kid, Michael Parsons, you mean to tell me he can play on the edge? Sayonara, Jalen Smith. Put him on the edge. They never replenished the hole that they took the hole from. You know what I'm saying? They took the player from. So we go about it the wrong way. So let's start drafting to say, okay, we got an edge rusher. What the edge rusher need now? Oh, we need an interior guy. Well, that takes 3 to 4 years. Well, why don't you use trade acquisition to get a known commodity to come in here so we won't have to go through that growing pains? And if you have a Mozzie, don't put him into the fire yet. He's not ready. He's still wearing Pampers. Rotate him in and out, but we got to make sure we have a veteran presence inside. Oh, that's Jonathan Hankins. Man, that was a long tooth. He's 33 and a third by the time he got here. 34. But so many people, we look at it like, hey, all the shucks, the Cowboys, 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Man, we had Marquise Bell playing linebacker. We talk about all of these draft picks. We still had at one stretch throughout those teams of years. We had drafted guys that couldn't beat out Jaron Kearse, who was a backup player coming off the bench at Vikings land. No offense to you, Kearse, but it's just for what it is. But man, we 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. No other team does this, right? We draft the player, we stash him. And then we talk about, hey, we hold on to these draft picks and we going to win the freaking Super Bowl. Every year. Same thing. I digress. But neither here nor there. I appreciate everybody for jumping in. I saw an excerpt on Malachi Law, and let's see if we're going to get him to be replaced here. Let me see if I can find that excerpt, because it just brings in to what my guy Aaron Alou was saying.
The other team that I've heard connected to him, by the way, is the Cowboys. So that could be a little bit of a surprise there. They picked 20. That would be a little bit earlier than folks expect, but I think at least that conversation comes into play there with them. So I wouldn't sleep on that one.
Do you buy these rumors about the Dallas Cowboys being like a big time trade up team, or are you more they want to stick and pick at 12 and 20 and maybe get two guys as opposed
Can you hear audio straight? Let me know.
To one big time player in the top 10?
I have not heard anything on the trade up stuff with them. So but again, everybody talks to different folks. I have not heard that yet. So maybe that's something that I just haven't got to, but I have not heard anything. And it doesn't really kind of fit the way that they've operated as of late, which has been a lot more conservative. They have not been, that type of a team. So fits to me more with, hey, where they are, get two starters, or even, maybe one of those picks that, like, if they like Malachi Lawrence, maybe that's a situation where, hey, we'll take the 20, maybe we slide back a few spots and still can get him and then pick up some extra picks. But, I don't trying to find a partner for them and who that would be and who the player would be. I mean, I think there's a chance they could sit there at 12 and they could be, Downs could just fall right into their lap. Like, I don't know that you got to be super, super aggressive and jumpy there.
I agree. Out of all of the people that have been talking about this, it's time to be aggressive. It's time not to be aggressive. But this pick right here at the 12th, you don't have to be ultra aggressive. If Downs get picked by the Giants or they get picked by Washington, kudos and credence to them, because we still going to beat their asses, right? That's how I'm looking at it. And it's just going to be Downs looking at it like, hey, tackle a warrior may be good for the first 2-3 years against us. But, man, whoever we pick with the 12th pick, trust and believe, if you just stay put, if it's Dylan, if it's to a degree, one of those guys, if Ruben fall to you, if you get him inserted in with this coaching staff, we okay. Just don't stretch yourself thin and move up and get a guy when you still got so many holes on this team. Remember, we still don't have a linebacker. Remember, we still need edge rushers. Remember, we still need that nickel guy. So moving up just for a nickel, you can't build up to get quarters. You can't build up to get anything else, not even a dime. So stay put, knowing that we need at least $1, out of this draft. Don't move up to get that one nickel. That's all I'm saying. And I like Caleb Downs. I do. If you really wanted Caleb Downs, Cowboys, we should have sucked a little bit more last season. We should have lost a few more games. But we won too many. Unfortunately, we win too many games. We don't get those opportunities. Even when we had Dave Campo, 5-11, 5-11, 5-11. We didn't suck enough. Pause if necessary to go get the Michael Vicks of the world, right? To be entered into those conversational pieces, to have those star-studded dynamic players. Because we win too many games. We've been just as average in these drafting slot categories.
Yeah, that's been something as we've had this conversation that I've maybe thought about too, is that, there's a chance which safeties are weird, man. You never know. Safeties might end up falling right to you there at 12, and you're in a pretty good spot there. So we'll see. Our own Charles Robinson, by the way, reported that he has not heard a ton of buzz on the trade up idea as well. So we'll see. They'll be one of the more interesting teams to watch in the first round.
Yeah, so that's them and their thoughts on that. Appreciate them, boys. Shout out to I think Moving the Chain. I believe that's the name of that game. Moving the Sticks. That's them. Dave Capo, 5-11. That really hurt us, man. You know what I'm saying? We talk about what the Cowboys haven't done in 30 years and 30 seasons. Well, that was it. You know, the Dave Campos holding on to him, Chain Galeys of the world. The only movement that we had was Parcells. And after 3.5 years, we was like, hey, time to move on from Parcells. And you got Wade Phillips, who laid an egg, I believe, when he was coaching with them Bills. I wouldn't have gave Wade Phillips the opportunity to be a head coach just off of that play. The Music City Miracle, whatever the Titans did to get to that Super Bowl that year. Wade Phillips should have always been only a defensive coordinator. But Jerry Jones wanted somebody that he could walk on and spit upon. And then from Wade Phillips, we went to Jason Garrett. 13 years. 13 seasons with Jason Garrett. And we supposed to win the Super Bowl. From Jason Garrett, we went to Mike McCarthy, who's a bigger Jason Garrett, because he haven't done anything since 2010. And he had the greatest quarterback to ever walk this plane during that time frame in that era. I'm about to say Starback, but Aaron Rodgers. They both wear 12. Excuse my mindset. But Aaron Rodgers, number 1 seed, won 15 games, lost 1. Guess what? If you did your homework, Big Mike McCarthy couldn't get past the damn 49ers. And lo and behold, he get here, couldn't get past the 49ers nor the Green Bay. It was the same cycle. Now we got Schottenheimer. Let's see what he can do his second season. Can we get to the postseason is the name of the game. Come on, Schottenheimer. It's been 2 years. 2 years we haven't been to the postseason, nor won the damn NFC East. We on a 2-year skid. So let's figure out a way to elevate this. I believe in Schottenheimer. I believe Christian Parker, get this defense right, bro. Schottenheimer, Hootenheimer, you better be winning, and we're going to put you on prime timers, you know. Schottenheimer need to tell us the truth, though. Not everybody good. You got to at least tell us, hey, man, this dude ain't good. Call out some people. Say they need to practice more and be there more. Hey, Schottenheimer, everybody good. He's good? Yes. Everybody good. Kenny Murray good? Yes. Mozzie good? Yes. Everybody was good under Schottenheimer. I get it. But we need some realism, coach. Call a spade a spade. If he ain't no good, tell them they ain't no good. I want to win, and we must win. Ice Cold Cowboy says Super Bowl. Before we get to a Super Bowl, a Super Fork, a Super Napkin, let's win the NFC East. That should be the main thing. Next priority should be on this list should be us breaking news. The Cowboys signing GP. And if you're going to hold that brother feet to the fire all off season and create these storylines and let these things leak, it's better to cut it off early versus cutting it off too late. I like GP here, but damn it, I don't want that dark cloud here. And as the elder statements of this particular team, nobody on this team is in their mid-40s. It's time out for us to be waiting for 30 years and 30 seasons. So if you can get something back in return, do that. I don't want us going into this year. That could just be me. So if you're a GP apologist and all of this stuff, miss me, because I want to win. I don't want to be talking about the drama boys. So either you're going to pay Pickens or move on from Pickens. Bring in somebody that can be on this team to win now. It's about winning. Not talking about, man, in 2032, we're going to get them, Law. In 2035, oh, we're going to get them. What about 2026? Law, do you have any reference to this? Yes. So many people say, man, I'll ride with you, I'll rock with you. And you tell them, stop what you're doing. Let's go get them moving. There's a story, biblically speaking. There was a rich young ruler who saw the Messiah, and they said, man, look at all of the great things he's doing. I want some of that. I'm going to paraphrase, I'm going to talk into the future. He had all of his women. He had the Ferraris, the Aston, he had the Maybach. So let me get out of this car right quick. Let me go run down there and talk to him. And then he said, you know what? I want to be like you. I want to rock and roll with you. And he said, yeah, come on. Stop what you're doing. But he said, hey, I can't bring this Ferrari. I can't bring this Maybach with me. Nah, man, stop what you're doing. Get rid of all your possessions and come roll with me. Come rock with me. I got to give up the cheeks? Hey, man, I don't know about that, man. I got to give up the Ferrari? I got to give up clubbing? Nah, man. I'm going to let you, JC, do your thing, man. I'll see you on the other side, hopefully. There was another man. Saw the man moving. He saw all of the motion going. And he was himself said, I want some of that. Let me go run and go talk to him. Hey, JC, slow down a little bit, man. Woo! Hey, JC, I want to rock with you. I want to roll with you, man. I want to do the things you're doing. Stop what you're doing right now. Come rock with me, man. Come roll with me, man. Let's get this mission going. Yeah, man, but I got to bury my dad, man. He just passed away. You know, we trying to get the funeral arrangements and all of that stuff going. That's a cold-blooded thing to tell somebody, right? To tell somebody. And he said, man, yeah, if you want to rock with me now, let the dead bury the dead. That type of commitment, not everybody be willing to commit to some things. You mean to tell me I can't put my daddy in the ground to come follow you? Nah, man, we rolling. This is emotion going. This is greatness that we doing. Man, JC, man, you a real one, but man, let me go bury my dad, man. I'm going to get a, man, that dude, he too real for me. I want us to be moving like that. If you down with the Cowboys and we willing to roll, we trying to win something, we trying to go to a destination, stop what you're doing, drop all what you got, and come rock with us. Come roll with us. Come fight with us. Hey, man, I got to worry about this contract. I got to worry about, man, if I'm going to get paid or not. I got to worry about, no. Drop what you're doing and come rock with us. We trying to get on a mission to 6. Ain't nobody getting in my way. Yeah, shoot. That's some cold-blooded thing to say to somebody, too, by the way. So if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, or plan for it, or lose all terror of God for it, if you would simply go after the things you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, Jerry Jones. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset, if you're willing to win it all, you'll give it all that you got to get it, Jerry. So money shouldn't be an option. Talking about we got to go do this interview or we got to talk about this, that shouldn't even be on the table as a menu of an option. I'm trying to win at all costs. So if the Eagles are down, I'm stumping on them beaks. If the Washington slip or fall, I'm walking all over them. If the Giants talking that talk, I'm beating them down till they be called I can't say it, I don't want them to counsel me, but I won't call them the little people. They can't counsel the guy that's uncounselable, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be respectful to all of my little people that may be watching. Don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. But that's how we should approach this situation. It's been 30 years, 30 seasons. Let's get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Roll those credits.
I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Half a ticket to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Somebody like, nah, man, I gotta bury the fam now. Come on. Somebody sitting here like, nah, man, I gotta give up the Lambo.
Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe. Got blues inside.
Come on.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game.
Come on.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Day, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
Shout out to you, Nigel. Shout out to your Star Guardian. Shout out to you, Khalil Small Angie. Shout out to your HAG. Come on with it.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I'll keep it here and call it too legit.
Oh, look at my African American
I love the feel, lady. I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal.
Let's go, baby. Hey.
Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it.
Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share this content. Let's continue to find ways to grind.
I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clothes.
If we offended anyone, please charge it to the beard, not my heart. And if you got a loved one that passed away, go ahead and bury them, man. Don't be sitting around here saying, man, let the dead bury them dead. Nah. Bury them, come back, put the star on your chest, and let's continue to find ways. Come on, baby.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not. Maybe a little bit, Michael Irvin, but man. All right, baby. Let's slow it down. Appreciate you, Seabass. David Woods, appreciate you. Shout out to Jeremy Betts. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for the longest outro in the land. Brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Let's continue to grind, to shine. Let's continue to find ways to grow. We got to get that Oxnard fund up, so y'all be sure to help a brother out. HBU me. Come on with it. Hype this video up. Street lights, baby.
And they understand the cost that is involved.
My turn. Told me it was my turn. My turn.
Don't let the street lights lead you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
I be on player 2. I'll follow wherever you go.
It's an evil world we live in. Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallow?
7 years of perfect love. 7 more and another one. And another one. Fighting you was the one I loved. 7 wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights lead you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights.
Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner. She won this past week. Salute to her. Friend of the show.
Yeah, on paper, they're better too. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy, and see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns. But there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
Until next time, DC for life, not for short. Let's continue to grind, to shine. Salute to AI Tisha too, by the way. I see y'all.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
And remember, you're listening. Balance of power, nothing but the best, baby. Get on up out of here, AJ and them. Shout out to my Mississippi boys, though. Hey, AJ, you come over here if you want to. Oh, that would be nice, right? CD, AJ, GP, that would be crazy good. What about Mingo and Holden and